We're live. We are live. Vacation mode.
Uh-oh.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Don't mind vacation mode at all, though. It's
I mean,
not a
it'd
bad
be
way to go.
the preferable time all the time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Welcome to the Roundtable. Every time. Love that intro. Izzy, thanks, man. Appreciate that intro.
Nice.
Glad we're able to use that on a weekly basis. Doom, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Um, Tired. You know,
Yeah.
the post masterpiece is just very draining. Like that excitement kind of drained me. Like
Ex- the excitement, the long streams, the late night
the
hours.
long streams for sure. Like a lot of
What's
that.
up, Ryan? Vacation is doing good. I'm in a little bit different scenery tonight from my humble abode of the yacht yesterday, recording the NSDC podcast with these guys.
Uh,
But yeah, just hanging out, man. We got visited the grandkids a bunch this week. Did some work on the boat. Got it all closed up for the winter time. So I mean, we're down in Kansas now, so we gotta find a way to get this thing down to us so we could use it down there. But yeah.
nice.
Bad Wizard, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing undaunted. What's poppin'? He says, not much, man. Just trying to recover from
Yeah, man.
masterpieces. Marvelous cards. What's going on, dude? I got three of them. No, I'm not. I'm not. So we have six kids together between my wife and I. The youngest are 17, boy and girl twins. They're seniors this year. But her second oldest has three kids. So yeah, they're all in one location, which I guess makes it a little easier because we
Yeah.
go to one spot to visit them. We don't got to travel all over the country
Yeah,
to
yeah,
see them.
yeah.
So
Easier.
Cafe Cromos, how you doing?
So what's up?
So well, I'm only 43, man. Yeah, you can tell the kids all day long what to do. They don't listen. They don't listen. Those fathers out there, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Oh man.
The mothers out there, you know what I'm talking about too. Trying to keep it
For sure.
appropriate. Brittany, how you doing?
Yo.
Brittany sent me some cards. I think I got them last week or something like that. Before we went on vacation, we got them in some annual cards, and she's getting me a list of some stuff she needs. So, Brittany, thank you so much. Appreciate
Nice.
that. Helping build those sets. Chris, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, yeah. I don't know about. I don't feel that way though, man. I tell you, from my time in the service, everything about me is like broken or sore or hurts, and then the grandkids, they want to climb all over you too.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
I told my wife, I said, the nice thing about being a grandparent is you can just leave.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Get to have the good times, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I got, I even forgot about primary chat this week. I'm on vacation. Probably next week we'll do an episode. We're gonna do like 1,000 subscriber giveaway thing. We hit 1,000 on the channel, so you guys can see
Congrats,
that
man. Congrats.
all in your chat stuff there. So thank you all of you that are watching. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate the support. Um, yeah, it's been a crazy ride, that's for sure. So,
Crazy.
guys, you know Doom, but if you haven't checked their channel out, the
Yeah,
elusive
yeah,
collectibles, right? That's his
yeah.
channel.
Elusive, you can find, the podcast we doing some stuff. He does
NSDC
his own stuff
podcast.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good podcast, and if you can't watch it on YouTube, throw it up on Spotify or Apple or whatever too.
Yeah.
It's worth a
Should
listen.
be there.
So, what's
Yeah.
going on? Customer states what?
What's up?
I
What's
haven't
up?
seen that name in the chat before.
Customer states what? Yeah, new to me.
I wonder if it's a change. I wonder if it's a change in the screen name or just new to the channel. Either way, thanks for coming and hanging out with us, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
Ken, thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a
Uh,
major milestone, man.
Cafe Chromos, I love you, man, but I'm not a Spidey guy, so I can't share your comment on your card. But I'll acknowledge you. I'll acknowledge you. I'll give you a
What
little
up, Tim?
just to acknowledge you, bud. Tim, how you doing, man?
What's up? What's up? What's up,
Not
fellas?
a whole lot, buddy. Not a whole lot. How's the family?
Family's doing good, man. My wife and my
Good.
son got back last night from St. Lucia, so I'm a happy camper.
Awesome. Awesome.
Nice.
Oh, that's good, man.
How's
Yeah, we
everything
don't
with you?
we don't really have topics tonight, guys. It's just kind of hang out session like we usually do.
Mhm.
Kind of let chat talk about what they want to talk about. We'll jump on that and answer questions they have. Things that have happened. What if came out today? Seen some people ripping that last night already on whatnot.
Welcome, Jim.
Um,
Guys, hit eBay.
yeah, stuff hitting eBay. Freaking eBay, man.
eBay's been crazy the last week and a half.
Their freaking authentication department. Did I tell you what happened? So
Man,
I sold the orange Alpha Gambit on
mm,
eBay. Had to send it off to authentication because it would have went at, and they freaking sent it back. They're sending it back. Like you gotta update your listing. I'm like, what is there to update? It's a card. I pulled it. I listed it. It sold. I shipped it.
yeah, that
So until I get back, I won't know what's going on. But I
it's
already reached out
unfortunate.
to the buyer. He's like, as long as they didn't screw the card up, I'm good.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we'll just figure it out. We'll figure it out without eBay.
I'm still waiting for my card. It just got authenticated. But it's
Yeah.
like an extra week of like just waiting
Uh,
around to get.
that's the worst, right? They need a little button when you buy. Do you as the buyer want it authenticated or are
Yeah,
you good with it? You know,
Yeah.
they should. It would be
give them the
ideal.
choice.
Yeah.
Um, so Doom, how many boxes did you open of MM?
2 boxes
Just the
only
two?
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Same with me.
Um, and I got lucky in
Tim,
both.
Tim, how
And
about you, man?
One,
One. Yeah.
one box, and I'm out. I was gonna buy more, and
One box wonder.
yeah, it's just it's not gonna live up to what that box was, and I got a pretty good deal on the price of that box too. I believe also like the week before. I don't know if it was the week up. Yeah, the week up was Miles Morales on Unbound, right?
yeah, I believe so.
I pulled the auto and I sold the
Yeah,
auto
yeah, yeah.
gin, so I parlayed those proceeds into the box. So the
Nice.
box was even cheaper. You know what I mean? Like I think
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
those
You're not into it for near as much as that price sticker said, right?
exactly,
So
exactly.
yeah. Yeah. Ryan, no, I haven't bought any MM cards yet. I've had people offer me some domino stuff, like serial numbered stuff, but I've done some trades. Had some guys, Doom and Melfi, send me a couple, the base gold sig and what if stuff. But no, I'm waiting. You know, I preach that a lot on here to you guys. If you're buying singles, just wait, wait it out.
Yeah, I would say
I
Um,
wait.
bought some. I bought some.
so Tim,
I
Tim,
I bought some too.
just wait, Tim.
I
There's
know.
10 of them. There's 10 of them.
I
Just
know.
wait. But technically, there's 20.
Yeah, technically it's 20. It's
And if you
it's
want,
it's weird. Like yeah, the smart things waited out.
Yeah.
Um,
hmm
but like the first box I got lucky. I moved that card and basically used that money to buy like the Red Doom, secure it. It was a clean copy. That's the thing. Like if there's 50 or less, 25 or less, and you see a clean copy, you
You
might
might
want
get
to jump on that. Yeah, like
for me, it's my biggest fear is there are folks on EPAC that participate on EPAC, especially for Marvel Masterpiece, and this was my experience in 2020. Once they get acquire cards, they lock them, and then you'll never see them again, right? And so like,
yeah,
although they're 20, if one of those EPAC hoarders end up pulling,
yeah,
even if it's like 50% of that pop, now
hmm
I'm down to 10, and then there's always going to be product that remains sealed, right? All that stuff. So like the low numbered stuff is man, you lose sleep over it for sure.
yeah. I mean, I've looked at, you know, the 101 Amber for Domino. I looked at one of the, I think Loot Box had the Domino Silver Sig that they sold too, and I had looked at those, and I was just like, I want them, but do I want them that bad when it's the same image that's on the other
Right.
cards.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know, yeah, for sure. David, what's going on, man? How you doing? David reached out to me today. He offered me up a card. I already have it. So, David, I did message you back. Thank you, though, for the offer. Appreciate it. Bad Wizard says, discussion topic. Shouldn't cases have art and look good?
Oh, like the actual case itself?
Like the case itself being
That would be cool.
boxed up. That would be actually kind
Oh,
of cool.
yeah.
Yeah, like it has its own separate like container after like you open the
Like it's
case.
in the brown box, but then
Yeah.
you have the case inside with the
Yeah.
cards.
Then you just
I don't know if that makes sense if it's not gonna be like on a shelf though. Because like doesn't Pokemon do that too? Like if you get like a or they used to do it with like starter decks where they would come in like a nice
Yeah.
It's a nice case, but it converts into a display case, and now people can grab and go whatever. I don't,
I do feel it should have something extra if you're buying a full case because you want.
Bad Wizard says. Bad Wizard says yes. Screw the brown box.
Yeah, screw. I mean, there used to be case toppers on like older sets, Rittenhouse stuff. You would give, incentive sketches for like 6 cases or 12 cases. Like, yeah, they should drop some sort of tangible, like something special. Who knows?
Yeah, for somebody buying a case.
Maybe like a lithograph, like a print or something. Like like something.
Even if you print it on the cardboard, right? I know like Sideshow now, instead of doing like box art type stuff with their statues and hot toys, they actually print on the box now. So the shipper is the box of the product. And my wife bought me the Hot Toys tumbler from the Dolphin.
Oh, bro.
And they don't have the box art like the original release is. They printed the tumbler on the shipper, and so
that's awesome.
Even something like that would be dope, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I would like to see something like that. I wouldn't mind. Because you get like all the stuff that you get figures wise, they all come in some sort of box. Pops come in a box that you can take out. The packs are already sleeved up. They got art. The box has art on it. But if you were buying a case, it would be cool to be able to have some art for the case itself too, especially if you're planning on keeping it sealed.
Yeah.
It would look so nice too if all the years had box art for the case, and then like you have them lined up somewhere. I agree.
Ryan says, this is actually something I did want to kind of get your guys' opinions on tonight, and especially you, Tim, being somebody that's coming out doing more sketches and stuff like that. Opinion on sketch replicas of known artists on real cardstock without any reference selling on eBay. Have you guys noticed that? There's one particular seller that's doing it.
Yeah.
And they're doing it on sometimes older cardstock than what the original art was done on, which can definitely, if somebody doesn't know, that can definitely be a very confusing situation for them.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like it's like they're copying the same composition, same art style of other sketch card from other artists, and it's not on AP, so like you can easily, just looking through, like I've seen some like, oh, that's nice, and then like, oh wait, that's not the original. Like someone just copied that. That's not good.
Yeah,
I think what doesn't help is the fact that Upper Deck doesn't release checklists. And when they do release checklists, they're not accurate.
Okay.
That's another issue. And so like you can have an artist that has sketches in a set and then them not be on the checklist. And now because you have folks that are doing things like that and not declaring whether or not they're aftermarket sketches.
Oh yeah.
We said sketches a certain number of times and look who shows up.
Yeah,
I know what we're talking about.
Hey man, how you doing, man?
You won't know the difference. There's no differentiator. At least with APs, you know that it's not a part included in the set, and it's something that is on the side. I guess is the way to put it. But I have very strong feelings about it's not even stealing art style; it's stealing the art. You're trying to do a 1-to-1 replica. Which I take issue to that without and if you look throughout the history of art, And I'm a comic book guy, and whenever they homage something, it always says after whoever the original artist is.
Yep.
If you ever see an ASM 300 homage, they'll say after Todd McFarlane. If you see an homage to X-Men #1, it will say after Jim Lee. Like things like that. Like you always have to give credit or cite your sources. Is what I was looking for.
Did you see the mental hurdles the artist is jumping through to justify it?
Yeah,
He posted, he said, well, when people draw Spider-Man, they don't say after Ditko, so nobody has to do it.
they do.
But
and they do an
people
example.
aren't completely copying
Exactly.
the exact pose, the exact image.
He's one of those guys who can never be wrong, and he will just keep his head in the sand and pretend everything's cool. There's no point even arguing with someone like that.
Yeah, and there's not. I mean, it's one of those things that you can. It's one of those options that you have to just keep scrolling past that. But for somebody that doesn't necessarily know which cards to look for, get this added up here. This is one. It's important to me about this one because this one was a Fred Ian one, wasn't it? Or who did this one originally, Matt?
That looks like one of Fred's.
I think this one was because I think Fred posted about this card specifically in one of the groups. And it was a 2017 sketch, 2017 stock originally. And this was redone on 2016 stock. So if somebody saw both cards, they might go back and go, okay, well, which one came first? And assume that this one is the first one. And that
terrible, right?
Copy. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like they copied each other. But yeah, I know some people have said that they're just reporting the account or the listings as well, and just trying to get eBay to draw attention to it. And hopefully that helps.
I think that's the way to go. I think you got to report stuff like this, especially like, listen, man, if those are your morals and that's what you stand on, that's fine. But from a professional standpoint, it's not well received. And this happened in comic books too. You had guys like there was a whole blog dedicated to Francisco Mattina, which was an Italian artist that was actually stealing from other painters like Delato and stuff like that. And he got called out as well, and kind of blackballed too by his contemporaries.
Yeah. Here's some of the other ones that have been created. It's the same account.
It's the same seller who commissioned the ball because he's the one who bullies people into selling their blanks, and convinces them that, and in some cases, I mean, some people have made good comments. There's Upper Deck has created an incentive for this to happen by paying so poorly.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I understand that. If I'm an artist and I need the money and I can get more selling the blanks than I could doing the work and getting a commission, yeah, you'd be crazy not to take that. I mean, let's just be candid.
I thought it was ironic that one of the comments, and I think Matt shared it with me, he said that why don't we stick up for the artist? Meanwhile, his actions do not help the artist. It doesn't hurt Upper Deck either because Upper Deck will continue to release sets and we will continue to buy those sets. If anything, what you're doing is you're hurting your peers, right? Like that's who it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt Fred Ian more than it's going to hurt Upper Deck ever, right? Because now there's two on the market. It's gonna hurt the collector that owns the original now and thought they had one of one, but now there's a copy floating around, and now that it's gonna bring questions, for people who don't understand. So
right. I mean, it's unfair to three people, right? It's unfair to the artist. It's unfair to the person who owns the original. It's unfair to the person who buys the copy.
Yeah.
So education seems the best thing. I always said, disclose, and Max Attack and this artist are not disclosing at all.
Because they don't even put in the listing that it's not.
No, they don't even name.
They don't put that it's even not a pack pulled card.
No, they don't even list Crab's name on it. You just have to know it by his signature.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and customer states what that's what we're trying to do is just kind of have some awareness to the people that might not be in the Facebook groups that watch the channel. Because we can't reach everybody, but if we let you guys know and you let others know and they let others know, then that compounds pretty quick. So,
yep.
Yeah, it's it's pretty sad that you got to see artists going out there defending their own work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like the artist can copy his work because he has no original work, period. All of his work is copied. Everything on his Instagram is a copy. So, I've seen his older work. His older work's terrible. So, I mean, that's a whole nother thing. He's tracing. There's absolutely no way he went from those scrunched up prune faces in 2017 to these, stroke for stroke recreations of some of the best artists in the game. He's absolutely cheating. So that's another way he's ripping off the buyers. They're not even getting original art. It's somehow
using some sort of stenciling and coloring,
or even printing, possibly.
Yeah, I suspect
so he's
that
getting better.
He's like Tattoo Bob, right? He's one of those guys that if you challenged him to do a video from blue line start to finish, he'd never do it. He'd come up with some sort of an excuse.
Reminds me of Leo and Catch Me If You Can, where he gets better and better at making the checks.
There you go. Yeah.
Until the banks that he robbed are paying him to make their checks. Yeah, David, I know there's a few people that are already doing it. If you guys come across the listings, feel free to do that. I mean, that's one way to get eBay's attention on the matter. So the more people that report the listings, the better chance we have that they'll actually do something about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you report it as counterfeit, or I don't even know what it technically is.
Yeah, I don't know.
eBay's out to make money, so you have to have a really good case for them, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Matt, how's your week been?
Pretty good. Got a CGC order, so that was good. I'm not in work right now, so that's even better. So can't complain.
You having a hangover from MM?
Little bit. I've mostly sorted my base cards, so I know. Hey, Matt. We got Matt's.
How you doing
over here?
What's up, y'all?
Most of my base are sorted, so I'm in good shape there. I know what I need, so now it's just trade time.
Nice.
Yeah, trade night was fun too.
Yeah, no, that definitely was.
It was really fun.
Hey, sorry, just jumping in late here, but
you're good. You're good.
I was listening in on some of that copying the card thing. The one I saw was a D Racho, and they even copied the signature.
Oh, that was Dom did his own. He recreated one of his own sketches.
Has that been verified? Okay, because I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the post even said, he's like, I've never seen someone copy their own art.
Yeah, I just didn't know if it was actually confirmed that he had done that, because I was like, man, that's pretty bold to just go ahead and copy the whole dang thing. So that's, like you were saying, it just a straight trace, with a light thing, or
again, I don't want to overly defend Dom, but Dom's always been good to me, unlike his uncle. It's entirely possible he forgot he did it. Dom does a lot of sketches. That happened with Huey once. He did me a sketch, and I wanted it sort of, I gave him a couple references, and he did one of the references verbatim, and he did that for someone else too. So two of us ended up with the exact same sketch card.
I was gonna say, because like the cars are in the same spot, the signatures in the exact same spot, and one of them looks a little bit more, should I say, derpy than the others. So
that's not fair. Matt's not here. He's like, he can't defend himself.
Well, if you see my last post about the Flare Avengers captain I got from the 60s, he's also looking a little rough. For some reason, they always wanted to depict him with his mouth open, so it's always kind of a weird. It's always like,
draw.
what are you doing? Close your mouth, buddy. But no, it's kind of funny. Sorry for the train if you can hear that.
Oh yeah, you're all good, man. No worries. So yeah, MM hangover. I think a lot of people are kind of. I wonder how soon the physical box openings have dropped off quite a bit. What If released today? Any of you guys pick up any What If? Are you getting What If at all?
No, I saw the beginnings blaster boxes. I might go for some of those.
I guess
it's weird because I'm just now seeing people actually get them. Well, like 2 weeks ago, the sticker was in the store where I'm at in Kansas.
Huh.
So they already knew they were coming, but I haven't seen them in stores yet.
I haven't seen any either in mine. And usually there's not very many people buying Marvel at my Target, but I did get 3 pre-order boxes of What If. My local guys got it for a pretty good deal. I don't know. I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. I think I like the hits, but I don't like the regular stuff. And so put up a nice little poll on whether or not to buy an overpriced box of MM or get that. And the overwhelming majority of all you enablers out there told me to go for the MM, which I think is the right call. And who knows, I might just do both because I'm a degenerate. But
We all are.
Yeah. I know. I was telling Doom before we went live, I said, because we're staying at a casino hotel, and I'm like, I've actually been only at the blackjack table once since we've been here. That's very shocking.
That's
I tried.
right. You're on vacation, aren't you?
I am on vacation.
Why are you here?
Oh, nice.
Don't be on vacation.
Because the
Are you
people
in Las
want
Vegas?
us, man. The people.
The people.
The people want us. They didn't have a 8-minute Unbound stream on Monday night. They didn't have a Spidey Hits show last night. So we got to be here for the people. They need some content.
Yeah.
So to
Wife's
offset
with the-
my MM hangover, there's my big mail day.
Oh
Oh
wow!
yeah, your redemption. Yeah.
Scratch that bad boy.
Yeah, we're on camera. Show me the number.
Yeah. Show us the number.
Well, no, I don't care. Those redemptions just take forever to get in.
Was there a nightmare in that redemption?
It'll be a couple months for sure.
So that's like a blind surprise. Like you don't know until you get in.
I'll get a sealed package and then I'll open it live on some stream.
Wow.
Awesome.
There's definitely risk there, but this set is so good.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think there's anything that's very weak on the sketch.
I mean,
set,
when it comes to original art, I mean, yeah, you might not get a character you want, but if you like the artist, I mean, look, I'll just show one. I've made fun of this. I got this, and I don't really care for the character, but I love the piece. The Wrecker.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? I love it.
Yeah, it's nice.
You know? So I will find something to love about whatever piece it is.
Yeah.
I think the art are so good, and the preliminary
Also-
cards are great. So
Some amazing ones.
Yeah, I mean, I love that they've all been so different, right? Simone's were, almost, a lot of them were almost finished. Dave's had that whole red style that I really loved, and Dan's are all pencil. So we're getting some really cool variety.
David's asking, was your redemption bought or pack pulled?
I did buy. If someone pack pulled it, but yes, I bought it from them. I did a trade cash deal to get it. Perhaps overpaid. Who knows?
I think that's a pretty good deal. I mean,
This is
I don't know what
funny.
you traded them, but
What did I trade? I traded a pink Magneto. That was my best pull probably. And I did an SSA. Which one was it? Gamora, I think. And then
but in the end, you got exactly what you wanted, and they got
exactly. I'm just gonna print. If I pulled this in a couple boxes, I would have considered the boxes paid for. So I'm happy where it ended.
Customer states, well, I think most of us would say that if we showed our wives our cards, they probably wouldn't care very much. So
My wife just doesn't understand. I might as well be talking in French to her.
yeah, my wife came home last night, and she's like, "Oh, you got a new card from the shelf, huh?" Like, yes.
Oh, she's tracking them.
Oh no.
she's got.
She took a picture before she left and compared it. She's on to you.
Home, she's like, that's different.
She's playing Where's Waldo with the.
She takes out the tape measure, measuring the height of your piles.
She's got the two streams next to each other and like finding the.
Exactly.
Yeah,
she's got the nanny cam up
That's
every single time.
Yeah, if she sees the
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
channels, you're screwed.
Wasn't me.
That Venom statue has a camera in it.
Exactly. I bought you a new
Saw me
statue.
sorting on the counter.
She's
Wasn't
jumped
me.
on a stream. She jumped on one of the streams, right, Nathan? I didn't realize it was her in the comments.
Does it help that she's a DC fan?
Oh,
Nope, that wouldn't help either. Speaking of DC, Blue Beetle came out. Any of you guys see that yet?
No, I will see.
I
it,
heard
though.
it was
I'll
good
see
though.
digital release. I'll check it out.
I heard it was
I'm
good.
a fan of
I'm
the
gonna
actor.
wait.
I was hoping that the preview didn't show off everything like it usually does, and then the rest of the movie's trash. But I think it's got some potential for sure.
Yeah, I was
it reminds
watching.
me of,
Go ahead.
sorry, I was just gonna say it reminds me of that old '80s movie, The Guyver.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, I'm down with it. Let's go check it out. I don't know anything about the DC character, but I mean, I'm always down for a little bit of entertainment for a couple hours.
Yeah, I watched a channel called Variant Comics, and they were doing their kind of recap of the movie without doing spoilers, and they're just like, yeah, one of the best DC movies
So you got to
recently.
take it with a grain of salt, Nathan. That's like
Hey, I take anything that's DC with a grain of salt, but nowadays you got to take anything that's Marvel with a grain of salt too.
I know.
So,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I want to see it.
I want to see it too, for sure.
Especially, doesn't like the character have like Mexican heritage? Like,
Yeah,
He's from Cobra Kai, and I love Cobra
like,
Kai.
come on, gotta represent.
I think so.
Yeah, he was good in Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
that's funny. Every time my wife comes in, she asks, "How much if you sell?" Sell?
Let's sell.
I do not know this new word you came up with. I know buy and I know trade, but they sell.
Hey, I got a question for you guys, and I don't know if it's just my side of the state or the country or whatever, but I've been having some issues with UPS or USPS shipping lately. Is anybody else getting that on deliveries and stuff? I just had 2 that were supposed to be delivered today that are kind of, I'm not saying like super high value, but enough for me to get upset that they said they were delivered and they weren't. So.
No.
Yeah, so I've seen it happen. I've had it happen with low end stuff too. I think it comes down to their numbers. Like they'll scan them at the final post office, like your local post office, so that way they meet their quota for packages delivered, but then not
Gotcha.
necessarily drop it off till like the next day,
Yeah.
or sometimes 2 days, depending on the day of the week.
Yeah, it was just weird because they were all scanned like at the same time, and then but you might be right. They might have just tossed 2 of them in the thing and then left the other 2.
I had one. It wasn't even anything big. It was like a a $2 X-Force card from like 91 or 92, whatever it was, and it showed on the tracking that it label was created, got shipped out, went to Boston, was delivered. I'm like, I don't live in Boston. Why would it be delivered in Boston? And then like a week later, showed up in my mailbox. I'm like, but the guy that shipped it lives in Florida. I'm like, why did it even go to Boston in the first place?
Yeah, that eBay, that
Don't ask questions.
that cheap eBay. Matt's rerouting all of the cards first.
You know that happened, Matt, to the Masa Ferrera sketch I traded you. It ended up in Connecticut and it went back to Massachusetts the next day. I said, what the heck is going on?
Ken says he had a $500 order get lost recently. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't get them. It's so weird.
Well, I was actually
All the
even
packages.
getting a PO box because my stupid community has like a center that has all the mailboxes.
What up?
And the myth, the legend.
Right.
Well, I sent before MetalCon, I sent I think it was like 35 sketch blanks to Cursenet. And we sent them UPS like expedited, like it was supposed to be like 5-day delivery or something like that. So that we had time to do some stuff and send it back.
Yeah.
That stuff sat in customs for over 3 weeks. Because it took so long, I just sent him the same amount of sketch cards through regular first class international mail, and they got to him in less than 2 weeks. And the UPS stuff that was supposed to be delivered in 5 days was still sitting in customs. I'm like, seriously, what did I even pay you guys for?
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's like, well, what delivery service do you want on the other end after it clears customs? I was like, do you have a UPS in Turkey? They're like, yeah. Well, they clearly UPS.
Well, hey, if you ever
What's
want
up,
to
man?
hand deliver some stuff to anywhere,
Right?
Spain.
He's just
Everything
Combs is just doing airdrops.
Well, hey, look,
doing airdrops for us.
hey, if we can skip customs, I'm all about it because man,
There
that
you
stuff
go.
takes forever. And they I don't know what they think is in those packages, like the card's made of gold or something, but
Yeah,
man, they really
I don't
hold
get
them
'em.
up. Got to check for drugs, I guess. Make sure it's not cocaine laced in the middle of the 2 cardboard slabs.
Yeah.
Not that I would do that, but I'm just So
Yeah, Ken, the feedback stuff does suck. That you kind of get dinged when it's a shipping issue. But yeah, I think it happens all over the place. It just randomly happens to different people for sure.
Yeah.
We get the big dog in the house now. Melfi's here.
Right.
Freaking, we talked about it in NSDC yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scooping up the greens.
Ooh.
Scooping those greens. Balling
I'm
over
happy.
there.
Look
Very
at him.
happy.
So humble.
That's good, man.
How humble he is about it. Yeah,
He's
What
like,
are you supposed to do?
It's like, I got my card. Go get your
Yeah.
own.
It's every day.
Actually,
Yeah, it's
I
every day
wanted
for me.
to even a more important mail day for me was I got 2 things in the mail. I wanted to show off. I got a PSA 9 Charmander as a gift from
Ooh, yeah.
Professor Oak.
Nice.
So
Oak
this
is
is
awesome,
from
isn't he?
yeah, I sent him a couple Marvel cards. So this is actually one of his childhood cards, which I thought was really cool that he was so thoughtful. And then Doom sent me a Lorcana Mickey Mouse card foil
Oh, nice.
from the first print, which is like such a nice gift, the 2 of those things. So just wanted to highlight
for
those.
sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Gotta show that love.
Very cool.
Matt, did you want to do your CGC review, Matt?
I don't know. Do I want to? I got.
Hey, man, it's completely up to you. You just said something about it earlier, so that's why.
Did you
I'd
already?
ask.
That's my stack right there.
Holy moly.
Well,
Yeah,
It's a big
got about
stack.
50. So I'll do a few random ones, I suppose. Let me try shifting.
I got
to,
you. Oh, we got the Matt show.
What up, Dirt?
Hey,
Yeah, man.
I heard there was free international shipping today. So,
Today.
Send me all
promo
the cards they may or may not get back.
That's terrible. I'm gonna have to go back.
Free international shipping on the most reliable airline there is. So
Hey, I'm just saying.
All right. First, I was going to play one of these things is not like the other. Can you tell which one?
The bottom right.
Exactly. This guy's got to go.
Throw it in the
Any
trash.
Chalk fans out there? Come on. Hook me up.
It's one of the best artworks, in my opinion. So
I mean, it's beautiful. The colors are awesome.
Yeah.
it's nice.
He's just not a mutant. All right, let's just do some random ones.
Yeah, it's excited about the free shipping.
This was actually the only Ruby I had from this set, which is the 2014.
Yeah.
It's Emma. A random Gamora from a different set, just an Emerald 9.
It's a nice one.
Disappointed about this one with the grade, but I mean, it's Jim Lee. It's one of the auto cards.
wow,
Oh, nice.
You know, I'll take a 7 just to get it in the slab.
Yeah.
that's cool that they gave the blue label on that still.
Yeah, this was the last one because I had so many issues with the last 2, they were very careful to get this one right.
Okay. Wow.
These guys.
Oh, those are nice.
And then I don't know if you remember on the Mentacon, I ended up buying from Billy the Mirage set.
Yep.
So I ended up getting that graded. Thing graded. So I ended up with 3 9s. You know, I'm not going to show them all. Just gonna and six 8.5. So overall, you know, the cards were obviously in really good shape. They still look really nice in these cases. You can definitely sort of.
Yeah, they actually pop in the slabs. They look good.
Melfi, look away.
I actually like these now that I see them in the slabs.
Yeah.
David, the silver autos are on the base card. It's a parallel of the base cards, and then the gold autos are for the what ifs.
Variant covers now.
Yes.
Whatever they call them.
Well, yes. Sorry, the variant covers, especially today.
Yeah,
we don't
get it right,
wanna
Nathan.
Screw it up and get mixed up.
Okay.
They probably renamed it now because they were planning on releasing What If.
You know it's got to be what it is. Like, you can't keep calling these what ifs if we're gonna have a set that's what if.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did you guys talk about what if yet?
What if? What if? Did you discuss the thing with the?
Ooh, those
nice.
are nice.
So normally I don't grade comic cuts, but since these were Danny on the cut, from the Sienkiewicz New Mutants issue. I figured, why not? And I mean, the whole reason I went with CGC and the Blue Label was also, I don't know if you can see it at the top there, I've been getting a pedigree on them.
Nice.
But they messed a whole bunch up, and a bunch of cards I wanted to move from PSA over. Apparently, I selected the wrong service, and they wouldn't guarantee the same grade, so they sent them back. So now I've just sort of given up on the whole concept.
That's pretty good, because if you look at the insert sets, there's a lot of what if mentioned on the insert sets.
Yeah, I had some CGC issues and tried to work with their customer service, and even had one of the big dogs try and help me out, and it went nowhere, and I was pretty disappointed that was the case. Especially, I mean, what do they care about my couple $100? But
Was that your Captain America Fleer Ultra Avenger stuff?
Yeah,
man, I'm sorry that happened to you. That sucks.
Well, I mean, worst case, I could send the 2 blue ones back for black, but I actually was thinking about trying to get somebody just to print me some custom labels to cover up the CGC.
Well, because it's surgery with a Dremel.
Because the thing for me is that I don't even care if it's just like a sticker that goes over the top, because it's all PC for me, so I don't care what grade it is. I just wanted it slabbed up so it looked nice and I could display it. So,
is it just me, or did anybody else notice that the people showing their CGC reveals with the blue labels are getting a lot less 10s?
Oh yeah,
I didn't get on the previous reveals.
Yep.
Yeah.
So my number, 135 cards, 0 10s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are your 9.5s Gem Mint 9.5s?
They said Gem Mint. Yeah, I could send them in for the Black Label 10. But,
yeah.
And then actually,
got to get that extra $5,
Yeah, and don't even get me started. All right, I gotta walk out of the room real quick.
Oh, you're good, man.
Set me on.
And just to show, I'll show this, even though it's how's that for a grade?
Oh, Jesus.
Jeez.
What in the world?
Right? I mean, there's got to be something on the surface I'm not seeing, right? I mean, the corners actually look good. The edges look good. There's got to be like a divot.
Did the next stage after the initial grader read the grade wrong? Like the 9 wasn't fully connected, so they just assumed it was a 5, or
they're just dyslexic and they thought it was a 6. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Matt, is that card available?
Sure it is. All of these are available. I was grading them to do an experiment, and I'm going to be selling them all. So, or I could trade them, certainly. But I mean, again, I probably got like 50. I mean, I get this one. That's, not the greatest grade, but still.
Nice.
Hey Fuller, were these physical submissions, or were these from ComC or from
Physical? Yeah, I had the set, so
I got you.
I sold so many of these sets for like $100 back in the day, because I was ripping as many archive boxes as I could find, and at the time I was so sketch focused I just didn't get it. I didn't realize what these would be worth one day, obviously. So,
Nice to have a small stack of them sitting.
Yeah, it's nice.
I did one card to CGC for ComC, came back already. Was Domino Hanafuda. Was a 9.5, and I got that back in the Black Label 10. But I haven't seen any of my physical stuff yet. Yeah, I haven't seen my physical stuff yet.
Has anybody used the PSA straight from EPAC? Or
I have. I haven't got anything back yet, though. I submitted. I think I submitted my Thanos Jambalaya and one other card. I can't remember the top of my head. I think it was the Ray Lago Doctor Strange Auto. I think it's the one I submitted to.
What did they say for your estimated turnaround time?
It's 6 to 12 weeks is what it says.
Yeah.
From ComC? Oh, wow.
Pretty long.
Yeah. So yeah,
I know the CGC stuff says 8 weeks, and they're typically getting back 4 to 5. So
yeah, I keep checking every day just to see by any chance maybe if it pops up. But
PSA is behind on like everything. They're kind of slower in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just a bunch of written house rubies, nothing crazy. I was trying to remember if anybody's characters here. I know I got the Doom. I'm pretty sure I don't have a Domino.
Oh, Matt, the card that I got to send you, my daughter couldn't get it to fit in the Dropbox at the at the post box things by our house. So when I
Oh,
get back, I'll
yeah,
drop it
no
off
problem.
at the post office for
I'm
you.
still waiting on those final 3 splash ticulars.
Yeah,
I
no
realized the guy I got them from is in the UK, and he sent them regular post. Oh
Yep.
God,
Yep.
really? So
Sometimes that's faster, but no tracking doesn't help.
exactly, that's ridiculous. So
Vintage Lord asked if you have a Punisher.
I think I do.
He showed one.
I think I saw one a second ago. Yeah.
I stole the card. That's cool. Just try checking. Sold the autographed checkmate, so that'll work for $100.
Oh, nice.
I have.
So
Yeah.
that stuff's they're all still selling then.
Emerald.
There you go.
Yeah. Send me a message.
Nice.
I'll check if I have the red too, but. Not sure. So yeah, fun. Yeah, there were a couple turkeys like that 5.5. I was surprised, but hey,
How many cards did you say you sent in?
135.
Wow.
I mean, it was pretty much a full ruby set, and then a bunch of stragglers. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got sports stuff and Marvel stuff that I'm waiting to send in for the crossover because they're supposed to go to a single form, but they haven't done the single form changeover yet. So,
You know which cards I have? So I've been trying to do the Danny cards, and I want them all at least 8.5 and higher. And this is one of the dumb ones. So it's in Marvel Annual, but she's on the back on that picture.
mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to do it. These I've sent in at least 4 different versions of this card. I look at them with a little magnifying glass. I can't get over an 8 on the set. It's like a wall for some reason. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But I'm doing something wrong.
It's probably
I don't know.
It's probably just the grader being like 8, 8, 8,
Exactly. I hate this.
8.
Yeah. Yeah.
They look back and they see all I had are 8. So hey, you must like it.
If it's bulk submission, they're just gonna look at it for 2 seconds. Go meh.
Is it really that fast? Oh,
It's less than 30 seconds. Someone did the math.
Yeah.
Based on how many cards they're putting out and about how many graders they have and stuff.
My
And the
local
pay.
guy he used to work for CGC. I had to go ask him. He no longer works there. He just owns the local card shop now. But he might have some inside info on that.
That's depressing.
But I
I
can't.
just wanted to come on and say hi. I got to jump off. I got work to do. So,
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, man.
all right, guys. You have a great
Later,
night.
Bert.
Enjoy your vacation, Nathan.
Yes, yeah. Take care.
Almost
Enjoy
clicked
your
end
movie this
broadcast. I
Enjoy
almost
your
clicked
movie
it.
this weekend.
I almost clicked.
Did you really?
Button.
That
I went in the
would've
corner. I
been
was like,
funny.
no,
Don't you do it.
don't do that.
That'd been funny.
That would have been bad. All right, bye guys.
Later.
Later.
With the end broadcast power, it becomes great responsibility. So
Yeah.
don't you do it, Dirt. No, it's vacation's been good though. So
What, Nathan? When you thinking Marvel Masterpiece hits EPAC? And
when do I think?
Yeah.
I think it'll be the next set that hits EPAC. I still don't think it's going to happen for a month plus. End of October probably would be my guess. But
Yeah.
Do you
my
think they're
guess
worried
on
about
it.
the hype dying down at that point? Or they don't care either way?
But if they don't release anything else, there's no die down. Because they keep pushing everything. Like the physical products keep getting pushed. They dropped What If. They could see that it's not selling on Dave and Adams, so I don't see them having an issue putting that out there. Because they could drop Loki, they could drop, and then drop What If and Loki near the same point in time on EPAC, I think. I think as soon as MM hits EPAC, the hype goes right back to MM. I don't think it changes.
Yeah.
But it gives them a base to kind of see where boxes continue to sit on secondary, through eBay. Like Dave and Adams, they're out, aren't they? I haven't looked, so I don't know.
I don't know.
No,
I haven't looked either.
I didn't check today, but I checked last night. They were $8.99. They still have that.
$8.99. Yeah, and that's where they came back in at, right? Was $8.99.
Yeah, I had some local LCS just get a restock this week too.
How in the hell? That doesn't make any sense. How the LCSs are getting restocks?
They got each one got a case, and they're at $8.50 a box.
NYC baby.
They haven't sold though. I talked to the Royal Sports, which is the car shop I go to. So,
Yeah, that initial, and if they're getting restocks, my knowledge of the suppliers is that the suppliers then bump up their price to the stores on that second round too. But
yeah,
Do
they're up.
you think they're not selling because some people have already pulled some pretty some of the most high valued cards, or
there's a lot of big ones that have been hit
yeah,
already.
Yeah.
so
It's also just expensive. You can only spend so much
Mhm.
on
Oh, for sure.
cardboard, like extra funds. Like, I
yeah,
feel like if you already got a box, you're probably like, that was my one gift for
Right.
myself for the,
Right.
Yeah.
um,
And I mean, the people that are buying cases to hold cases or hold boxes, they've already done that. They've already got their stash. So I don't think they're looking to get any more at that higher dollar.
that's the
That's
only
That
reason why I
was
asked
nuts.
about the hype, because I know that with Fleer Ultra Avengers, like by the time it got on EPAC, it kind of felt like that set had no momentum. You know what I mean? So if you wait too long, is the same thing going to happen with MM? I mean, it's a different set, obviously,
Yeah.
but
Did Spidey Metal skip the line? I think Spidey Metal skipped the line, right?
that was fast, dude. That hit
Well-
like right away, right?
MM20, even though I don't think it had as much physical like fanfare release, and because of the pandemic and all that stuff, but that was out in a week. That was sold out. I was going back over my EPAC sales, and I have like 7 boxes I tried to buy that all failed because at the very end everybody was just trying to sell
Oh
them.
wow, really?
Yeah, so I was just like,
So what do we? Question here is Allure hitting EPAC. So what sets do we have that aren't on EPAC right now? We got Allure. We have Annual. We
beginning.
have
Beginnings.
Beginnings isn't on there. So we got Allure,
Are they-
Annual, Beginnings, MM.
Are
What
they
if?
giving up on that like pack war BS? I don't know. I never really liked it, but
I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do it or not. I would imagine it's kind of a big thing with the annual stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, but I thought they
Backward.
said it was going to be beginnings this year.
right, that's what I was kind of seeing.
Oh.
Got to drop the set there though in order to do that. What really does get me is like they put WandaVision at 185 for a box, and when they dropped it, boxes were already down at like 135. I think they're lower than that now, and they haven't moved even a penny on those boxes.
Yeah, and the singles dropped hard too.
Yeah.
Well, EPAC rarely ever drops the price until it's like 5 years later.
Which is crazy. I mean, I guess they don't. I
They
don't know
don't
what
care.
the contract is with ComC, so I don't know what kind of storage stuff they got going on there, cost wise. But it's already printed, so yeah.
Have you ever looked at the total cards in ComC? You can see like a number, and it's like just astonishing how many cards they have. And I was doing like a sketch card review type of thing where I was just kind of going through old sets, and there's probably like 50,000 sketch cards that are all like in storage somewhere in Washington.
That's crazy.
Then you got Premiere coming out too. This Premiere skipped the line too.
Yep. Better be I've heard September, mid-September. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll see, won't we?
What price point you think MM has EPAC at? It has to be like, I'm thinking like 650, 700, right?
Yeah, I would guess so.
I can't see it being less than 6. That's for sure.
550,
Yeah.
650, but and it'll still move. I think guys will play. Well, it'll be nice because guys that couldn't buy a box will be able to get in on some packs.
Yeah.
That'll drive some of the gambling. That'll drive somebody hitting something big. And so
I know guys that only do EPAC and are waiting for it to hit EPAC.
So
I want to see some more of them set free too, man. That was so awesome to pull yours.
So I just tabbed over to eBay because I'm a degenerate, and you hear about people who can't read the room, right? Well, here's somebody who could read the room. Let me show it to you. This is a new card Charles Hall just put up for sale. and then let me know when it's showing.
Yeah.
And you'll notice down in the corner it says Hall 23 after Fred Ian.
Oh wow.
That's called reading the room. Thank you, Charles.
Wow.
Right. There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Bravo.
he's done some good stuff. I've got a pretty cool cat from him.
Oh wow, that's really small. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
Josh says Allegiance hitting the same time as What If. I'm guessing they.
Oh, that's
I don't
right.
think Upper Deck's dropped any sets like at the exact same time on EPAC, have they? Like they haven't dropped multiple sets at the same time.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Charles, yeah.
That was a
Yeah, there was that era that like 12 to 14 where he's doing that partially done, partially rendered style. I really like that.
yeah, that was on
Yeah, that's
that was
cool.
the beginnings. Is he doing any official stuff anymore? Or is he just doing his own thing? It seems like he does a lot of those like oils on old cards.
I haven't seen him on a set in a long time.
Yeah, he probably gave up on them, giving them $2 or whatever. So
Ken, that's a good way to do it. You know, people are dumping cards so they have money for the new sets. That's a good way to pick up some stuff at a reasonable price for a lot of different things.
I'll show one of the DC ones. This is Charles Hall right there.
Let's see if it'll let me make the screen big for this. There we go.
There you go.
That's pretty sick.
Clayface, yeah. Pretty sick.
It was funny
year is that
when it
from?
was blurry. I thought it was Akbar. Like, wait a minute.
yeah,
What year was that from?
This is 2012, I think.
Josh, did you order
Yeah.
Allegiance and What If on the same order? If so, it would say it's pulling the order, but they won't ship your order until all of it's pulled, which means if you're waiting on one,
no,
you
I
gotta
think
separate it.
I think that's just David Adams sucking.
Goofing.
I just think because I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it could have just been an error. Like they might have clicked the wrong order. But I know that if you have multiple products on the same order that come out at different times, they won't ship that order until all the product is there in-house for the order. So you got to reach out to your rep and then separate it into two separate orders so you can get it shipped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I had that happen. I forget what it was. I think it was I had Fleer Ultra on an order with Beginnings.
Okay.
And then I had to separate that so I could get the Fleer Ultra boxes. And then they ended up canceling the Beginnings boxes afterwards. When we found out what the set was actually going to be. So, what do you guys got? What are you guys looking forward to that's coming up? Anything? Movies, comic books, cards, sets, whatever. What are you guys looking forward to the most?
Ahsoka came out yesterday. I still have to watch those episodes.
Dude, I watched them. I watched the 2 last night. It's good. I'm not gonna spoil nothing for you, but it's good.
I'll probably watch it with the wife tonight. Then you're saying, all right, yeah. I don't know if anything else. Are we waiting on anything else content wise? I mean, we didn't talk about Loki season 2 last week.
We didn't. Well, we talked like right at the end. We talked like real quick, just so that we could say, yep, we don't gotta change the thumbnail. We talked about it, but yeah, Loki season 2 is coming up.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I think season 1 is probably the more rewatchable show of the MCU stuff.
Yeah.
Will, are you caught up, or are you still catching up on the TV shows?
I'm so behind.
You kind of binged. You kind of binged WandaVision recently.
Yeah,
right?
and then ever since then, I haven't had any time, so
Yeah.
I'm so far behind.
Yeah, he's too busy collecting greens.
Collecting gems,
X-Men animated series. Any news on that?
Right.
I thought that's released in 2024.
Yeah, I think it got pushed back.
Yeah, I think
I
everything's
think
getting
the
pushed.
writers strike has pushed everything back, and now you have the actors strike too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much that involves, like the voice actors. Probably does.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're all on the Screen Actors.
SAG, right? Yeah.
They did announce the figures though, like some of the merchandise is out.
This is non-Marvel related, but kind of content related, and just kind of a funny story. The guy that I went through my initial flight training with, he was the voice actor of Squidbillies, the kid.
Oh wow.
And just like we're sitting there having beers one night after a day of work, and he's just like, I was telling him about like how I like Marvel and all this kind of stuff, and he's like, oh yeah, you ever watch this? And I was like, oh yeah, I love that show. And then he starts like doing the voice, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. He's like, yeah, it's me. And I was like, no way.
That's cool.
It's like this random dude from South Georgia. But I guess his friends were the ones who started the comic, and then
Wow.
and then he they were trying to get a voice actor, and they interviewed a bunch of guys from LA, and they just said none of them could do the South Georgia, dirty, whatever you want to call it, South slang, and then he just came out of nowhere and did it, and they were like, yep, we'll hire you. And so he does that. It's kind of funny.
Nice.
They just finally did their last
What a
season.
small world. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, feel free. You got questions to ask us? Feel free. Shoot them in the chat. We'll have a little conversation about all your guys' stuff. So, it's just one of those weird weeks where there's just not a lot going on,
Yeah.
which is surprising. But I mean, I guess after the past 2 weeks, it makes sense. So
Yeah.
I'm fatigued for sure.
Those breaks have just been exhausting, right? Just watching them because it's so exciting and you're so wrapped.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think watching something for 2.5 hours and cheering would be tiring, but you get to the end, it's just like, I had to explain that to my wife. She's like, you're tired from sitting? I'm like, yeah, but
You don't get it.
that's when you sound like a psychopath. You just don't
Yeah.
get it.
You don't get it.
I will say this though, there's a lot of breakers that didn't break MM. And I feel like when you search it on YouTube, it's like the breaks that we did over the weekend were the ones that pop up. Because Cards Infinity really didn't do much. I know at least I do. I always tune into Titan Cards because I feel like they break on release day, of whatever product is out.
Well, I think they said that they got some, but they weren't going to do any for in-store opening. So
yeah, they didn't. They did like personal boxes, and people just bought them, and then like they didn't like release. They didn't do like a dedicated stream either. It was like in between them opening like hockey and all this other stuff. So
yeah, I think their first opening was like 3 or 4 days after release day.
Yeah,
is when the video aired, and then they had issues with the video, so they had to do the next day to kind of continue the video. Ryan asked, what's the opinion on buying just base cards for MM higher tier characters? Should he hold out for the dust to settle or buy now?
I would say hold out.
I think most of us are going to have a similar answer.
I think anything base related, the best opportunity is after EPAC when people redeem whatever achievement and they sell the redeem version.
Yeah.
Tim, you mentioned this earlier. There's a caveat to that as far as you're concerned with at a certain point, you just get it because you're worried about the card not showing up again, right?
Yeah, I think with some of the lower numbered stuff, and I don't know how much that's going to hold for like preserved and amber insert because that's a really new insert. But like I remember EPAC after a while, like metallurgies were getting locked up, and that was what I was going after in 2020. I was actually on a call with Doom, and I went through like all my 2020 trades, and I was like, yeah, these guys are like, I felt the need to trade for whatever I can find because people were pulling them and locking them like the next day. You wouldn't see them in the marketplace.
One of the problems too on EPAC is if a lot of people hold it for trades, so you need to have that set on EPAC to do the trades. And that
because they want to trade within the same set most of the time.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's it. So there is a sense of urgency, especially if you're looking to get some of those bigger cards, the SPAs, the variant autos, the even the Embers out of 15. I would keep an eye on. I think people. I don't think people realize how hard it is to hit a red Battle Spectrum gem and willed it the math, we have more one of ones. There are more one of ones than they are red Battle Spectrum gems if you include plates. Which
Yeah.
is what,
That is crazy.
yeah.
That is
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
Paul says he's headed up to Rhode Island Comic Con in November. The almost entire cast, the X-Men.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Old Man Venom says he's waiting on Deadpool 3. Sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. Speaking of cons, 2 weeks from now, Dragon Con in my backyard.
Nice.
Dan's going to be there. Julie Bell. I don't know if Boris goes with her or I didn't really see. His name wasn't on the list, so not sure if he'll be there, but looking forward to saying hi to Dan. I guess somebody is potentially doing a couple box breaks with him there. I've heard from the grapevine, so that might be cool to see. So I'm trying to get a couple of signatures from him just on some base cards for fun. So
take it easy, Tim.
See you
Tim's gonna hop out.
Always fun hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, Dragon Con should be fun for you then.
Yeah, I mean, I got a 4-day pass. I'm probably gonna get burnt out. I went to I did San Diego, and man, that was
all right. Group vote. Should we let this guy in or not? Oh, you guys can't also.
I can't see.
Yeah.
Group vote. Can he stay?
What do you mean you can let me?
He could always stay.
Oh, he's working.
Wow.
He's
He has his
working
camera
right
on
now.
too. Wow.
I'm always working, boys. You know
What up?
What up?
what's going on, boys?
What bougie food are you making right now?
Oh man, just cook a couple of tomahawks today. No big deal. The $300 steak. It ain't that crazy.
Something light,
Something light. No, I'm just chilling, man. Just watching. Probably listening to the last 20 minutes of the combo. So you guys are talking about it, man. Yeah, man. I mean, I would always say, man, and I say it all the time. And it's probably beating a dead horse. We were talking about this, last night amongst us, and it's just like no matter how many times we tell you, and no matter how many times we show you, and no matter how many times we can go through these processes, you're still going to buy you're going to FOMO, and you're going to buy the expensive stuff, and you're not going to buy the old stuff. Because everything's going on sale while you guys buy all the new stuff because, they're flipping out of the old stuff into new stuff. You guys are going to, probably overpay for what you are getting now. And in a year, if we have the same conversation, you're probably buying autos at like $300,
Yeah.
If I had to take a guess.
That happens.
Yeah, I just like some of the stuff that I've held off on that's been offered to me to buy. I just look at like the 2018, 2020 and just kind of see where similar characters are at and just go, I'll wait a couple years.
Yeah,
Yep.
man.
Patience is key.
Yeah.
But Tim does have a point though. Like there are certain cards, like some of those, the BSGs or the out of 10 autographs. If you specifically want a silver or you specifically want a gold, yes, there's 20 in total, but they're different colors. So if you specifically want a certain color, then you are limited to 10. You got some of those are going to stay in unopened boxes. Some are going to get locked away on e-pack. So you do reduce how many you're going to have available to you. It's kind of like green PMGs. It reduces, what's available based on who's got stuff locked up and who else is collecting it as well, right?
If you're buying right now, you gotta be willing to know that it's most likely gonna drop in price.
White band is full of price.
That there's a good possibility that there's gonna be a lower comp eventually, but then you also have to think about the amount of time and value it takes for you to not have to be searching eBay every day or looking on Facebook and all that time and energy that you're going to spend. And you have to be okay with that. There is value in not having to be crazy and just like constantly searching. Not crazy in a negative way. I'm not.
It's a good word.
Yeah. But I'm saying
We're all crazy.
but going like driving yourself
compulsive
crazy.
disorder.
You know what I'm saying? Like driving yourself crazy, not crazy in general.
It's too late.
People
for
that do that are competitive and
too late for that, Melfi. We're all driving each other crazy now.
Did Jim Lee just ask if Jim Lee was going to sign cards?
He-
In the chat?
Jim, what's up, man? How you
Oh,
doing?
we see you hiding back there.
So I think they put it on the post, but yes, I do think they're doing cards. I don't know if they'll do remarks on cards, but I know that they'll do like and I verify because I threw a nice little comment to the CGC and said, hey man, like, we're in the dark here. Like, this is one of the first like signings after like, the whole, blue slab takeaway. Is it going to be yellow label? And their answer to me, and it's in one of the comments, but it is going to be a yellow label. So it does look like anything that's signed via CGC is going to remain yellow, which is good news. But that was a big concern of mine, man, because I'm just like, man, like, what are you guys going to do? Like, are you guys going to keep it yellow? Are you guys going to do the black now? Like, we were like in the dark, like some people, we asked them and they didn't even know. So, but now we do. So yellow label for any SIGs. I'm definitely sending, maybe 2 or 3 things for the Jim Lee signing for sure.
Yeah.
So this kind of goes back to the MM, picking up singles or stuff like that. Do you guys think the next MM artist will play a big role in the pricing of this current set and now it retains its value? So we could see that we had 2016, we had 2018, 2020, different artists. People rank those artists in a different way. Those questions have been thrown out there even for this set. Like, where do you rank this set comparative to those? So people are ranking the artists of these sets. Do you think that plays into the longevity value of a set like this?
The hobby's pretty cyclical, right? Like when a new set comes out, there's always going to be what's in everybody's faces, and that's going to be what, no matter what the art is. Like I think obviously a better art and better artists will usually do better, But if it's good, the next set, then it'll probably do well, and then that'll bring less attention on this set. Like it's just kind of how it goes, right?
Well, I think Dan also brought a wide range of people who liked his stuff prior to doing Marvel, and there was just more eyes on this set. So he was Magic and whatever else he was doing, all the fantasy stuff. So, I mean, I don't know how many different posts I saw with people that were like showing hits that said that this is my first Marvel box I've ever opened, yada yada yada. So I think there was a larger set of buyers out there, and so that drove the price up, and that's drove the hype up. And I think him being accessible and kind of having some videos on YouTube has also kind of helped. I know that
the art is just exceptional too.
Yeah, I mean it's great art, but yeah, I think that broader range of fans has helped drive this price as well.
I think the last Palumbo was also Magic the Gathering, right? Artist.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, like, I didn't know who Dan DeSantis was. I think a lot of the pricing is just, I'm not sure if it's the amount of people participating, fans, or if it's just upper decks cost and going up post pandemic or whatever they have to do. But more people
and people are buying the cards on the secondary market. I mean, they wouldn't be the price they are if people weren't paying for them. So.
Well, I think a lot of that is just the amount of people who are in the hobby during a modern masterpiece release, right? Like 2 years ago when I got into this, so I wasn't able to get them. 2020 was post that. So a lot of us just looking for that experience, jumped in it without hesitating. We did want to see the artwork, but we had a pretty good feeling it was going to be, to a certain base level of you expect, a certain level of artists when it comes to masterpiece. I think a lot of that was driving those prices. People are just trying to participate no matter what. Mm-hmm. And then once they saw the art, then like, well, now I could justify $8.99, $9.99, or whatever it is.
I'm going to direct this question to Fuller. Sorry, Serge. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, obviously, like, hey, like in the first like couple weeks, like you kind of see like the spike up, and now I think you're starting to kind of see it cool down a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you give it another week, it's going to cool down even more, and then like we'll be into another set, and it's not gonna. I don't think it'll overshadow MM. I mean, it is a masterpiece set, and I think that he did kill the set, man. Like there's a lot of art in there that's just like, man, it's like, sick. Yeah. Again, taking away like the character, like, not the tiers, like we're not talking about Spider-Man or the Magnetos, like we're just talking about like just regular characters, which you did very well. It's just a matter, like, in a month we'll be having a different conversation on prices, including the autos, including the maybe the reds and the greens. Surprisingly, those two cards overshadow, I think, the out of tens, the what ifs, and like the variant covers or whatever. The auto cards, and even though like I don't know if it's like it's a PMG thing, right? Like they look like PMGs, right? Because they're shiny and they have a lot of like the reds, the the greens. But I feel like those cards are probably. I mean, maybe right now I don't know, like long term, but it looks like they're going to do better than some of those auto cards. Like I don't see one of those red cards selling for $300, but I see one of those autos selling for less than $1,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's the first time we get reds and greens, right? In a masterpiece set. So I think that people and shiny cards always have a bigger audience, just historically speaking. Like if you look at the record sales or the highest sales in Marvel cards, you're gonna have a larger crowd, people coming outside of the hobby just to go chase those down.
Yeah.
You could definitely, there's a legacy to the autos, to the silver spectrums, to the variants now instead of what ifs, but long
And to the
term,
red spectrums too, because
yeah, red spectrums too.
Yeah, because my thing is like you're gonna have people that exclusively chase those because they have older sets of those, right? Like
Yeah.
they're not gonna want to add another insert set to have to chase every year. So those people, you already have a buyer pool just for that.
Well, they want consistency year over year with their sets. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we see it with the beginnings. Not having the holograms has deterred a lot of people from going after the set in general.
Yeah.
But so Matt, everybody knows you're big into sketch cards. You know, like all the artists just by looking at like a corner of their work. If Jusco did an MTG set, would you be buying MTG?
No.
Yeah, it kind of goes both ways. And to Ken's comment here, he already buys MTG, so he would buy MTG for Jusco. I think that's what it is. There's certain people that collect the artists. There's certain people that collect Marvel. There's certain people that collect MTG, Pokemon, whatever it is. That crossover doesn't necessarily correlate. It just depends what you are collecting already, whether or not you're going to go after that person's stuff, right?
Yeah, if Dan did a Pokemon card, I would probably buy that. I'd go out and grab that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If Bianchi did Magic the Gathering, I'd probably buy a couple boxes.
Now, is your reason because of the artist, or is your reason because of the sets?
I think
the artist for Doom. What about you, Melfi? Would it be because
it's a mixture of both, right? It's a mixture of both. Because I don't know. Maybe for Bianchi, I would. Dan, like I love Dan's art. I would love to see him do a Pokemon card, but like I'm not going out of my way to buy Magic right now. You know.
Yeah.
You don't have any sword cases looking for the ring, the precious?
No.
You're not sitting on a few cases?
No.
I know a few people are.
The golden.
I don't.
I mean, you're only looking for the serial numbered stuff now. That 101's already gone. So.
No, I don't really mess with Magic.
I've never bought a Magic card, but like
Bianchi's Magic would look crazy.
That's
though.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So someone had also asked how this year's set has affected old sets. Do you think that because this one came out in 23 and we're going to hopefully get 24 right around the corner, I think that's going to affect the pricing on this, or do you think it's going to be the same kind of run? You think it's going to be, the prices are going to stay up high?
I think with because we fall into the FOMO and we pay all these crazy prices. Yeah, now they have the leeway to say, yeah, fuck it, pump it up, man. Like, raise the price. They're going to pay for it, So we gave them we gave them that one. They could put it at 1,000. Where people are going to buy it. You know what I mean? People are going to buy it at 1,000. So
well, if we looked at past masterpiece boxes, like they don't dip. Those boxes keep increasing over time, anyways. So I don't see box prices going down. Maybe they stayed like at a certain price point for longer.
Well, we talked about like newer, older. So would you based on like I think it's maybe I'm being biased. I don't know. I think a lot of people like the new set, right? Like art wise.
Yeah.
So should that make it more expensive than a Palumbo, since we don't like the Palumbo set as much?
I mean, until most of the product gets open, we won't know for sure, right? Like it's all about availability.
So you get a couple years down the road, and then you kind of see where the set has settled in that price wise. But I think some of it, Serge, to your point, the art comparison, I think some of that's already built into this set. Like some of that appreciation that we would see from a $500 price point 2 years later, maybe getting to 1,000, because of less availability of the product. EPAC's already gone. I think some of that appreciation is already built into where it's at right now at that 800, 850 mark. I think you're still pushing it at 900. These places that got it listed at 1,000 and 1,200 plus. Like they're not selling that stuff on those sites. But when you break down like pack costs, what people are paying for like whatnot breaks, I mean, they're buying packs at 110, 120 bucks a pack, some even more, depending like how the break is structured. You know, so they're building in that price already.
No.
That otherwise we'd have to wait years for.
Yeah.
And there's another industry that happens in sports cards.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another industry, like, that happens, a common denominator here. Dude, I've never seen so many Marvel 1-of-1s pulled in 1 week ever in my ever. Like in any box, any like, numbered cereal, like whatever. Again, I feel like I'm watching like a sport trip. You know what I mean? Like Sports Trip has like, different sets, 1-of-1s, 1-of-1 here, 1-of-1 there, 1 gold over here. It's just like, man, it becomes a lot. And don't get me wrong, I'm really happy for the people that pull like some magic, like early on. I just hope that, they keep that same energy for EPAC. You better be hitting red, dun, 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 dun. You better be hitting every like second pack, bro.
Every pack.
Every other pack, I need a red flash,
I mean, that was you during X-Men Metal. You were getting platinum
I'll
points.
be
Yeah, no. Stay away from EPAC, bro. Stay away,
Dude, I haven't logged on. The only reason I logged on EPAC was to transfer a card to someone, man. I haven't been on EPAC, since.
Delete my account.
Spider-Man Metal, I stayed far away from. You know what I mean? Like, knowing that it was a bigger run and knowing that everybody was just going to be going crazy. I knew everybody was going to go crazy on Spider-Man Metal, and let's have a conversation now. Where's Spider-Man Metal at now? I mean, what's the peak price? What's the selling price right now? Like, the proof's in the pudding. It's always going to be there. You know what I mean? Like, it's always going to go up, and then it's going to come back down. It'll cool down, and But to Tim's point, he's right. Lock down the shit. That's like out of like if it's less than 50, try to lock it down. And 50 even then could be still a big number. Like anything less than 20, try to lock it down. Like if you really want that card, try to lock it down, because sometimes you meet collectors that just don't move it, man. And that's just one less in the count.
Mm-hmm.
So I see why people like fill into the mojo to buy this, like some of the stuff early and pay like like a high dollar for it. Just some of the other stuff is just going to go down in price, man. And I don't have to explain it to you. You could just go on eBay and look for it yourself.
My only counter to that is this is a masterpiece. It's a little different. I mean, Matt, you've been around for like 2020, 2018 on EPAC. Does it ever go down? Does it ever go down, like from the initial release? I don't think there's a pattern of it regressing at price point.
For boxes?
Yeah, just boxes.
No. Well, I mean, for failed ones, certainly not for masterpieces. I mean, masterpieces, once they're all sold on an EPAC, always sit pretty high. I mean, the 2016s are still north of what we're paying for these 2022s. So it's possible over time this could be a $1,500, $2,000 box, but you might be waiting 5 to 10 years for that.
Yeah,
and that's a pretty hefty investment, to pay $800-900 to keep that on your shelf for a while.
Yeah.
Value of money, right? What else could you do with that extra $600-700 that you're going to get in 10 years? Exactly. What could you do with that now?
Yep.
Although I do think some like eBay prices, like singles of the masterpiece, are going to go down. We've seen it already go down within a week, but the actual box price, I don't see it happening.
I mean, because base cards, those were starting off at like $25. People were buying, for base tier ones, and now they're down to $5-6 most cases.
People are trying to make their sets and not worry about it, just get it over with and enjoy it.
And other people, Matt, you're an accountant, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, and I've done accounting. I mean, some people buy that stuff to take losses on it too. If they're running businesses, they got to take L's somewhere to offset profits somewhere too.
There are tax reasons to do it. Absolutely.
Yeah,
buying inventory.
There's strategy and people buying high as well, knowing that it's going to come down. So keep that in mind. Not all comps are true comps.
That's true. I was watching a video about something about that. I guess there's like people out in the Pokemon world. Maybe Melfi's in the mix. They're scamming people out there on like bids or something like that. Like they're using like old bids. I'd have to rewatch a video. Somebody sent me.
I know what you're talking about. They're like ending their.
Fill us in. Like, what's the scam, Mel?
Yeah, you know me. They're ending their listings or something, and it's getting shown on Terapeak. And so, like, if you
sold, right?
Yeah, as sold, yeah. Well, no, not on Terapeak, but on 130 point. And then if they
Um,
sometimes it even trickles into Terapeak. I don't know how, but I did hear about that. Rattle Pokemon, if you YouTube his name, he does like a bunch of deep dives. He's the one that opened the case or broke the case of like Logan Paul's
Yeah.
sealed base set case.
Mhm.
He's
Yeah.
I mean that guy's a detective, so
Yeah.
yeah, you could look him up.
That's a good series too. If you guys just want entertainment,
Yeah,
that's
he's
like
crazy.
5 parts right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's like calling people up and talking to them on the phone and
Yeah.
getting the
Yeah, limited. Absolutely, Ryan. Good point. If it's limited, that definitely helps the longevity of a sealed box and the set in general.
Yeah, I mean, when I say prices going down, I don't mean prices of the box. I think the price of the box they're staying roughly around that area. We're talking about singles, we're talking about purples, we're talking about oranges, we're talking
Misfits.
about
Yeah.
parallels. Like those are already starting to cool down a little bit. So
He listens to the NSDC podcast.
Yeah.
there you go. Don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. But
People
no,
are checking their cereals as we speak to send to
Mhm.
Nathan.
looking for that 007 domino. You know what I mean?
They can look all day long. I've looked enough.
It's probably better off for you if they find it.
No, I don't need to do this anymore.
Right.
That means he's already got them. You know what I mean?
You know?
Show me the bag.
I just got
Show me the
one.
bag.
I just got the one, fam. Just the one.
No, definitely, man.
That was just luck.
I would just say, man, like, listen, it has been a fun rip. Like I've enjoyed, watching for the past like 2 weeks people rip. Like I honestly, like really a week. Like after a week, I was just like, fuck, I don't want to see the cards anymore. But
We see it with people breaking. They go through the big stuff a little faster. You get to that hit right in the middle of the pack a little quicker. It won't take as long.
I mean, I do like the slow roll, like where you do show the stuff because some people never seen it. You know what I mean? So it is good to for some people that have never seen it to see it. Like I said, just buy responsibly, man. Like just like you would do because you are gambling in a sense, right? So gamble responsibly. Like you may break even, you may go under. You know what I mean? It's just like a matter of like, are you willing to take that loss? If you can take the loss, if not, man, like just don't play the game, or just buy older shit, which I enjoy doing, all the time.
Yo.
What's
What's
up?
up?
How you doing?
Get all these legends in one room. It's pop.
We're dragging them all out of the woodwork, man. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, bro. It's been a long day today, man. Tired. Come on, chill for a little bit.
Nice, man.
That's what we're doing. Waiting for Search to send us all DoorDash here.
DoorDash?
Yeah, bro.
You could fly me out. I don't know about no DoorDash. You could fly me out though. If you want me to cook at your next wedding or something like that, let me know.
I'll just fly down to you.
I'm high end, baby. This ain't no fast food over here.
The Don is in the house. What's up?
The Don.
Paul's calling you the Don, Lewis. You the Don.
As long as you don't call me an asshole, we good.
That's the line that shall not be crossed.
Hey, to some people that's a compliment. I'll take it.
Next question from chat, guys. This is your guys' show. We're gonna fill the gaps where we can, but if you got questions, put them up here like Undotted did. We'll talk about that. So, what are your guys' thoughts on the crazy Marvel Beginnings holograms prices recently? Recently is a very loose term because it's been happening for quite a bit now. I first started noticing crazy prices when I was watching the Domino. I think it was PSA 8.
No, it was a
7.
PSA 7, wasn't it?
It was a PSA 7, and we were talking about it in the Discord. We're like, yeah, $300, $400, $500 maybe, depending. Somebody like me, I might have paid a little bit more than that, but nothing north of 600. And then it went for like almost $1,500.
Wow.
And I'm just like, yeah, this isn't good.
Yeah.
That was a while ago too.
Yeah, that was a while ago. And then you start seeing everything else. I mean, there was one recently, I don't remember the character, Will, that went for $5K, and we're like, how does that go for $5K? How does that character go for $5K?
What would be a good example, like a good comparison, and not that they're obviously different parallels, different sets, and everything. But Doom, I don't know if you can see it on there. I can't pull it up here on my phone, but what were we talking about the other day? The Spider-Man 75th?
75th.
PSA 9?
Yeah.
Now, if you know about the 75th, obviously there's only 75, right? They're super hard to get a 9. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I've ever seen a 10, personally myself. So that card, it's a Spider-Man card. You know, like it's a gold border, 75th anniversary, beautiful card. I've seen it sell for upwards more than $1,000 raw.
Yeah.
So
that's it right there.
The CGC count.
Matt
What?
Oh, that's a
that away.
10.
Put that away.
Nice.
Put that thing away.
It's targeting Sergio, yeah.
Wait.
Oh, you're big now. Show it again.
Yeah, show it again now.
Damn.
On,
With the
Sergio.
10.
Very nice.
Never gonna get that blue label again.
I got one. It's not a 10 though.
Charles says he just got a PSA 9.
Well, no way. Charles, what did you buy it for? How much did you overpay? Let me know.
He's only buying Stan Lee autos now. No, don't.
That's what I hear. No, but I think the Spider-Man, because it is such a high, like a S tier character. I think that's always a good comparison. Like, what has it sold for before? You can see some raw prices. Charles? What did you buy it at? Or can someone look that up? The PSA 9.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if I can find it.
Charles didn't win, bro. That shit had like 4 days left.
Is it the out of 75?
Yeah.
Which one are we talking
75 PSA 9.
The out of 75 gold.
405.
405 was the final bid on that.
That's pretty good price.
Whoa. What?
For the 2014 75th.
If that's
Spider-Man
405,
gold,
Matt,
to 75 PSA 9.
let's talk for that Invisible Woman.
Yeah, if the Spider-Man 405, that's like $100.
Red went for 250.
Yeah, the 75th Ruby went for 250 on one bid. That was out of 50.
That one might not be a legit one. They might have ended the. They might have ended the auction though.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good comparison because it's not like a B grade character. It's Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like that card is not easy to gem, bro. It's not. Like the fact that Matt Fuller has one, maybe he knows someone at CGC. I don't know. But.
Well, I sent in about 40, and that's the only one I got a 10. So.
The Dormammu was the one.
There you go.
The Dormammu was the one that went for like 5K, wasn't it?
The hologram?
There was a Satana, I think.
So to that, I'll just say that the hologram makes 0 sense to me. 0 sense. Like, how can a Spider-Man PSA 9 and one that you'll probably never see a 10, maybe one.
Yeah, those are tough to tell.
So for 400, yeah, PSA 9 you're good. 438 total shipped. And then you have these holograms that are no number, just, like short print, selling for thousands of dollars. And obviously, guys, let's be honest, we see the shill. It's there. Like, we can see where the shill begins and where it ends. And, like, there you go. Yeah, you can see the shill on eBay. You can see who the bidders and all that stuff. And you can see where the shilling stops. And Nate, I know we spoke about it yesterday. What my hope is that one day someone just says, like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not paying. Now you eat the bill. You fucking pay the bill, because eBay's going to switch that up where if you win a bid, you got to pay it. So I don't know when they're going to, incentivize that, but I think that's been long needed in the hobby for a long time.
And we did talk about that because there's a lot of different ways they can approach that, like if you put a bid in, they could hold your funds until you get outbid, like you do at a gas pump. You're going to go pump gas. Well, the bank's going to hold.
Tom C does that too, right?
Until you're done pumping.
They started doing that shit with offers. Like if you send somebody an offer, they make you log into your stuff.
If the seller accepts your offer,
and then you got that's it. It's paid.
It's not on everything though. They're still rolling it out to everything. Because I had one I accepted today that now I have to wait for the buyer to pay.
Yeah.
So I accepted their offer.
Yeah.
So it's not on everything yet, but they're rolling it out slowly.
And
I think why it's not on everything.
We've talked about it, man. Like I've lost money on bids where it's like, man, like, the other buyer would have bought it, and it was like legit. It was a legit like bid, and you screwed me.
4 days for him to pay.
Then you got to relist that shit and wait another 4 or 5 days, however long you wait, and hope you get somebody good. Yeah, they need to fix that shit, man.
And now 4 or 5 days later, now I'm wasting time. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah,
you're wasting my time. You wasted my time.
And if you're dealing in sports cards, that could be the difference of a card being at $1,000 to being at $200.
And that's why I think it's a good thing. Like
Yeah,
charge them.
I've had to
Fuck
do
it,
that.
like
I've had
charge
to
them.
do it too, Brittany. I've had to put in my payment stuff when I send an offer. So I see it's out there. It's on some stuff, but
Well, they
just on the
used to
selling
be,
side, I had one that I accepted yesterday that wasn't an auto pay.
yeah, they used to have it where you had to pay, or you could set it up to they'd have to pay automatically. Which I don't see why that's not a thing, and they should
Yeah.
they should have to have a payment in
Yeah.
there if they're, especially if it's going to be anything over a couple $100. Like,
I mean, their payment stuff is already in there. Like as a buyer, you have a payment or a preferred payment already in the account. I mean,
right.
it's already out there. eBay already has the ability to just say, hey, look, if you put a bid, those funds are on hold until you get outbid.
That's it. That's how it should be, man. You know.
Or just make it that you can't bid on anything unless you have money in your eBay account. You know, you got to put money into your eBay account in order to bid.
You know, one thing that happened to me when I had a situation. I was selling a box. I was selling a box of like Tom McFarlane Spider-Man, Tom McFarlane set,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a guy that probably he bid like 100 over what it should have been, right? And like the last guy put in a fair bid. I think he bid like 240 shipped or something like that. And obviously, I put it for sale again, and like it sold for less. But eBay was like, hey, like sorry for the situation with this guy not paying. Do you want to set it where if you are one of these people that doesn't pay the bid or whatever, then you can't bid on bids. Like you can't put a bid in because it's almost like you're red flagged, right?
Yeah.
And I remember getting like 2 messages from 2 different people saying like, hey man, like I'm trying to bid on this thing and I can, and I sent him the screenshot. I'm like, bro, so you're obviously one of these dudes. Like you're not bidding on this. Like I'm sorry. Like
Yeah. They got flagged.
yeah, like eBay needs to take it more serious and like just pull down accounts or flag them down where like you can't bid or anything like that. You got to buy it straight up or.
I mean, even if you're bidding on something that ends on a Wednesday night and you're waiting for your paycheck on Friday or Thursday night, just message the seller and say, hey, look, man, I'm going to bid on this. If I win, I win. Just know I'm not going to be able to pay it till Friday.
Yeah.
And then it makes it a little bit easier for the seller to go, okay, that's cool. Mr. Locknett, we would need a character to even give you a remote idea on that because it varies greatly. Even though it is a Jim Lee auto, the character doesn't matter. The character does matter as well. But that would just be, we would just giving you our opinions of what we think the price is. Somebody might be willing to pay way more than what we tell you to. So.
Well, I mean, listen. I would say, it's going to be hard to put like a Jim Lee CGC yellow label price because it's never happened before. So I would just, use what's out there and look at the Tom McFarlane's. Tom McFarlane's like, one of the yellow slab, sales. There might not be too many out there anymore. I know a good amount of people bought them, but just reference off of that, man. Like, I don't think you can reference what like a remark or what a signature goes for like somewhere else compared to like where CGC. We don't even know how much it's going to cost. You know what I mean? Like we have like a guesstimate, but nobody really knows how much a signature is going to be, how much a remark is going to be. Because a remark live at a con's like $1,000. You know what I mean? Like for like $500 or up, like plus. So Jim Lee remark is going to be a lot, man.
I couldn't speak to Batman, Superman, or Wonder Woman. What would you get?
If I had to pick one?
I think that's a continuation of his what would a CGC 10 signature series Jim Lee auto go for?
Stick with Batman, dude. Don't get no Superman or fucking Wonder Woman, dude.
I prefer Batman, but
I mean, collectively love, you know what I'm saying?
Batman.
Yeah, I think Mel. Yeah.
And then $9.99 that auction that and see where it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to people who like Superman,
I mean, yeah, like we joke around, but like everybody has like their character. I mean, we saw that one day Nate pulled up that chart and like Flash was up there in top 5 like for a while. I'm like, dude, who cares about Flash? Like, if we're doing it like that, then we're doing it wrong. You know what I mean? I should be charging more for my Flash cards, man.
You got Flash cards? Wow, nice.
You know how he be doing.
Right.
Yo, is it me or this what if set just came out of nowhere, bro?
Yeah.
Huh?
Right. Yeah.
It didn't come out of nowhere. They told us it was coming. You know what I mean? I just didn't think it was gonna come.
Nah, I didn't even see that, bro. I seen something about it, but then I seen all of a sudden, yo, I got these boxes and everybody's ripping it.
Yeah. Man.
Crazy.
I mean, the like I think I've said it before. The retro, the Fleer retro, the Impel retro like insert. That's like the best looking insert that I've seen so far. I don't like the jambalaya. I don't like other things, but that retro set, if like they have good characters and the art is good on the card, that's probably the only one that I'm like, that's a clean card. You know. Shout out to the 90 Impel.
Looks like a fun, cheap product.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's $100, $120. Is that what it is? 120, 140, 129.
The shop I use in Utah has them for like 110. So I mean, you can find them around different places, different prices. But yeah, David Adams right now is like 120 without an account. With an account, and you've bought anything, it's probably like 118, 119.
Yeah, I mean, I think I want to see the platinum. I want to see, you know, what that's kind of looking like. I know we talked about it, but I wish we saw a little bit more of the cards before, like the card just existed and released, right? Like, oh, it's released. Like, damn, like you guys just put up the cards for it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have a preview for the platinum yet.
The only thing I don't like about the What If is that they did a bunch of horizontal cards, and I just can't.
Yeah, I do that a lot with the cartoon / TV shows, the Disney Plus stuff. There's your base, kind of like a variant version of it. Then you got your 90s, and this one actually looks pretty good. So you can't see it, but there's a white border around the 90 ones, which those look fire. I think so.
It looks good. Yeah.
The Black Diamond. Somebody
That looks
posted
nice.
Doctor Strange.
That was gangster.
Yeah.
Earlier. They fold.
With all the stones, I seen one with like 6. I think what is all the Infinity Stones or something like that.
Yeah, in the Facebook groups.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, I dig that. That looks fine.
They changed the numbering up, like the font that they're using. I think it looks better. A little bit more clear.
Yeah, there's the Black Diamond there. That's the out of 23. They posted the Doctor Strange of this.
Yeah.
To me, I mean,
I don't dig
it's
that.
animated,
Like,
so I'm not a fan of it. But the what if portion here, to me, it's just too much. Like it takes away from the image itself because it's all border and there's like this very little bit of the card is.
Right.
The only thing good there are
image
the
of it.
stones.
If only they were real.
Of course, you got the medallions.
That looks nice.
I've seen a couple of these. These are a little more shimmy shiny than the base ones in the Fleer Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
Are there numbered versions of these with different colors and stuff, or just this one?
I'm not sure. I believe there's different versions, but don't quote me on that. And you got the Battle Spectrums as well.
I'm gonna make an alt account called Shimmy Shiny.
So-
this is just.
Go ahead, Doom.
It's just the billboard in the front. Like we don't
Yeah.
need I get the What If branding, but same with the jambalaya. It's just kind of ruined the
It's the
card.
same
design.
guy who designed the canvas block.
Yeah.
That
These
looks pretty
are
cool.
these are
Those
metal
look good.
cards here.
They look alright.
These are like the forged vibranium stuff.
Nice.
What's that?
planet
What did you say?
The
I thought we didn't talk about that.
vibranium. Then the jambalayas. I guess they don't have them there, but yeah.
They didn't even post a picture of the jambalayas there.
You know what the shitty part is? You know, like I understand that they're like the What If is kind of like a mix, right? You got Black Diamond, you got like all these other like little inserts in there. Like, I think that the re-release of another jambalaya after you just released a set that had it is like, it's just like too much. You know what I mean? Like jambalayas at this point, any jambalaya past like maybe Spider-Man, it's just too much. Like it's not even special anymore. You know, like I feel. My
Black
opinion.
Diamond is very short printed too, because you got 50 cards that are serial numbered to 5, and then there's the parallel of the Cosmic 6 diamonds that are serial numbered to 23. So that's the first time I've seen the parallel be higher numbered than the base card.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
Black Diamond.
Oh, okay, so that's the Black Diamond. What the hell? Oh, that's the stone relics.
And there's
Gotcha.
three
And then
three
the
crazy jambalayas that are like 1 in 2,700 packs. It's the 3 zombies. The 16,
Yeah, the 27, the zombies.
Zombie
Yeah, so
Cab
you got
Island,
the,
all right.
Strange, Iron Man, and Cap.
Man,
Zombies.
I love zombies too. Like,
Yeah.
if they didn't have those gold letters, it would be nice.
Somebody posted one in group of what it looked like. They're not terrible, but they just way too much font.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And then who's here is chasing Premiere? Anybody gonna be chasing a Premiere? Ripping a box? You're ripping a box?
I got 6.
I'm
Whoa!
not doing anything until I get a checklist.
I get 3. And we'll play it by ear.
Matt, for your sake, man, I hope then they're better than the masterpiece sketches, bro. I've seen a couple sketches out there from some people in the hobby, man. You know, some look all right. You know,
Premiere's always treated me well. 2017 Premiere is probably my favorite set.
Nice.
Who are you looking forward to on as the artists, Matt?
Honestly, I'm looking forward to meeting some new ones. That's what Premiere's always been good for, introducing me to artists I didn't know about before.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely looking forward to that most of all, truth be told.
Yeah.
And then all the standards.
Is this from the numbers you've seen? Is it about the standard same run as far as print boxes go? So I mean, are we going to have?
I think so. Like the base are still the same as 19, right? It's 125. I haven't gone through all the details to see if they snuck in some new inserts, but it should be pretty close. I'd be shocked if they went, and increased it that much.
Yeah. I wonder if they went with more high-end artists and made them do more than the other way around. What do you think?
What do I want, or what do I
hoping?
think?
Hoping.
Exactly. There's
Both, Matt.
my
Both.
wish and there's my expectation.
Well, I haven't seen a list, so I don't really know. I mean,
I know there are a lot of excellent artists on it, but I know they also didn't do a ton of cards. And UD's history recently is they really don't curate. They just use the shotgun approach and just get it in there. So, again, I'm a weird one to ask because I tried to figure this out in my head because I've seen comments of people like, "Oh, you apologize for sketch card artists," and it's not that. It's just that I just have this very different mentality. Like I can see a sketch that some people might roll their eyes at, but if there's something about it that calls back to like an issue or a comic I've read, right? I look at more than just, is this what somebody consider a top 10 artist? I don't need that. I just need to find something that triggers a memory or something that makes it appealing to me. So I'll be a weird one to ask about that, truth be told, because I find a lot to love in almost any sketch.
Nice.
With that being said, Melfi, pull out the Venom, dude. Come on.
I like that. That Venom has it's had so much fun. That Venom has tripled at least in value. Because seriously, though,
the amount of attention it's got.
You're going to look at that in 10 years and you're going to remember all this.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's going to be awesome.
I unironically use that emoji in like conversations now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bow tie. You have to bless your boxes when you get it. For that,
Yeah, I should. Yeah.
It needs to be like your reveal card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every
that
time.
and the claw, the Jean Grey claw. That one is pretty.
That's a special one too.
Yeah.
The one that traumatized me might be Alonzo's. That should traumatize me a little bit.
Cloak.
The magician. It's a hot commodity now.
Love that damn thing, bro.
It's cool that
tried
we
to
all
get Lewis
have
to
one,
trade it
too.
to me. He wouldn't.
Yeah. You kind of don't want to
You
let it go.
you gotta come strong, bro. You gotta come strong to lead with them.
You gotta be
What's
bringing the
Simone
Lily
for
Lees.
it?
You want that one.
You gotta come strong. Listen. Well, Alonzo, when you were ripping and I saw that Mirage, I'm like, it's a sketch box, dude. Like, fuck, man. Then I saw it and it
definitely the
was
worst
like quiet.
sketch. But pretty much, maybe one other sketch was pretty probably like 2 other sketches were pretty whack. But I hit like 4 or 5 pretty solid sketches that actually look good.
Yeah.
So it's definitely that's not what I'm chasing in masterpieces, man. Like that's not what I'm after. I'm not after sketches. If I hit one and I hit a premiere sketch, like a premium looking sketch, then yeah, for sure. But
I know the talk was a lot around the fact that we weren't getting a sketch per box, but I think it worked out better that way based on what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, the structure of the set got everybody hyped, man.
If it was a
Structure,
sketch
they did a good job with
same
that.
ratios, people would be pissed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I do wonder if it's the rest of the box just like feels like amplified though. Now with the new inserts and stuff, like if there was no colored BSGs and there was no like there was only the red and gold canvas, like do those sketches look a little bit better when you pull one, you know? Are you like
Yeah,
a little bit less disappointed, you know?
Not if you
Or
pull
is
the
it
position, bro.
it wouldn't be
well, yeah.
as fun, man. Like they
Right.
nailed it right on the head, man. You know, they found the structure. They're like, all right, we're gonna increase the print run a little bit. We're gonna charge a premium for it, and we're gonna juice it up. We're gonna introduce, we're gonna strengthen inserts that should have had at least one or two new parallels. A set or two ago. Like the Battle
Yeah.
Spectres, bro, you just got the base and you're hoping to hit it out of 99. It's just boring, bro. But now you got a chance to hit a green, the 101, the reds, which everybody's going crazy for. So, with the canvas galleries as well, what I mean? They hit that. The Preserved and Amber is the only one that I personally like them. I dig the acetate cards, but I feel like those canvases and the Battle Spectre with the different colors are really carrying the set for sure.
Yeah.
I love the canvas. I love the way that they look.
Canvas are really
Oh yeah,
nice.
bro! All the different colors and shit. They look
And
amazing.
I like that the reds are at a 149 because those will be affordable
That's
and
it, bro.
available.
Yeah.
I got a question on those because I only got the regular canvas, but on now there goes some cards. On the old set, this was the canvas, and then this was the gallery, but it doesn't have the same canvas feel to it.
Okay.
This is like a canvas feel, and this is like just a shiny regular.
Yeah.
Oh,
is that
really?
Is that the same for this one?
Oh, I never noticed that.
No, these
I thought
are
they were
these
both
are
matte,
they have like a matte
Only the
canvas.
base, only the base feels different than like the numbered ones. The numbered ones have, I believe, like a glossy finish to it.
Oh, I didn't even know
Okay.
that.
Yeah, so these galleries are more glossy finished, and then the canvas actually have that like
Yeah,
feel to it.
canvas is more of like a rougher
It's
texture
texture.
on the card. Yeah,
Damn.
I really
That's a good
love
catch.
the design that they did. It's like real intricate, really pops with the different, because like they have like two, styles of foiling on it. Like on the 101s, you got that rainbowish gold foil. Then you got like that, bright, vibrant gold lace like etching around the side. They killed it, bro. They did a great job, man.
The rainbow finish on those are just insane.
Looks
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I saw the Hulk one and it had really good lighting, and I was like, "Fuck, man,
Yeah.
that card is sick."
Yeah, they're hard, bro. They're hard.
They probably heard us bashing, like all the foils and like the X-Men metal, Spider-Man metal. Because the PMG, the foil and that shit's it's not great, man.
Well, because I like the PMGs in Spider-Man metal, but the
Spider-Man metal PMGs are fire, bro.
yeah, but the
X-Men metal are whack, but PMGs are.
But you know what's crazy?
Those things
Is the-
shine, bro.
The
for
X-Men
sure.
metal base looks sick. It has that rainbow finish on it.
They're nicer than the Spider-Man metal base.
Yeah,
for
base.
the
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
It
the
just feels
X-Men metal
MM
base.
kind
Like
of-
if
MM kind of got a nice mix in there.
yeah,
They
yeah.
have good foiling on the base. They've got good foiling in the colored stuff. They just kind of found a nice medium.
Yeah.
I also
Yeah,
feel
definitely.
that the canvas base having that ugly block on it, when you see the foil version, it just looks 10 times better, more special, like
Yeah.
you can see the whole artwork.
Well, I think the other day we were having a discussion with Fausto about like the Palumbo set, because like I feel like a lot of people love that set, and it's just like I saw him do like that image of Spider-Man Venom, and it's like, man, this looks good. You know what I mean? Like what happened? You know what I mean? Like I don't know if it's like image selection, like what he chose to like put out there, like what they chose and say, hey, we're going to use this, or just the quality of the card itself, like the way it was printed, it doesn't like pop like the colors or like whatever he had going on. So you have to ask yourself, man. Like, I mean, they probably noticed that and said, like, "Yo, we have to do a better job with this one," because I think they did a great job with the set, the inserts, and the way it looks, and the foils and all that stuff. It looks good.
Some
Yeah.
painters are slower painters too, right? So that could influence it.
Time. Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
a time management thing. Like if he's rushing through some that maybe that's why you get some more misses. Because his Palumbo, when he hit, it was good. Like
when he
had some-
hits, it's solid. But there's just a lot of misses across the whole set, and the character selection I think is what hurts it the most. There's a lot of whack ass characters in 2020.
I think some of what helped Dan was that Upper Deck wasn't getting back to him.
Yeah,
basically he had freedom to do whatever he wanted. And just said,
almost 2 years of doing whatever the hell he wanted to do. And then when they're like, "Yo, what you got? Hey, this is what's here. You got to take it or leave it. And no masterpieces."
Yeah.
So for sure. The character selection was definitely bad, man. Because Palumbo definitely has some nice ones in there. The Black Panther's very nice.
the Deadpool sitting by the
The
campfire.
Deadpool, the campfire Deadpool looks really good. Yeah. So there's definitely some good ones, but you can definitely feel a higher caliber of art in this set than the previous one, for sure.
Gooms, are they still alive?
Yeah.
They're good.
All right,
good.
Cool, man.
Everything's in a
It sounded
one
like they were protected when they hit. So
yeah,
one touch, baby.
Nice.
there you go.
Yeah, so you got to ask yourself that question, man. Like, there's some Palumbo cards that I like, but it's just like, man, there's so many misses, and it's just like, it makes you question, like, what happened, dude? Like, because I bet you though, like, some of those, I mean, some of them still wouldn't look great even in a live, like, like a live photo. But if you put that painting in front of you, you'd be like, damn, that's sick. You know what I mean? And I think even Bianchi would be a good example too, because Bianchi uses such like dark. He paints so dark, right? Like he uses so much like dark shadows and images that, like, I feel like some of that shadowing in his set, like some of the cards are really dark, and you could just tell that, like, in person, it's sick, But I think they nailed it, man. As far as like the scans of like the images that they used for Dan's set and everything, it looks good, man. And hopefully they keep that trend, because I think they did a good job.
And Dan's the one that did all those scans. Like, he photographed each piece in sections and on his computer put them all together and sent it to him. So
that's sick.
That man put a lot of work into each one of those pieces.
They should reach out to Dan and make him do like a tutorial on how to photograph the paintings for next sets. Like,
he's a new art director.
Yeah, exactly.
Who do you, if you guys had to throw throw a rock in the water here, who do you think will be the next masterpiece artist? Or who would you want to be the next masterpiece artist?
Personally, like Pie in the Sky.
Sure.
Sure.
I
would love to see a Sinkovich set. I think that would be sick. Yeah. I mean, it'll never happen. That's why I'm saying like Pie in the Sky. I mean, but Sinkovich would be my first pick, because I think he could do like a wide variety of different styles, and I would love to see his depiction of some characters.
If we're going for anybody out there, I'd go Art Adams.
Ooh,
Art Adams. There you go.
I mean, I would say Delato for sure.
Oh man,
yeah.
Delato, or I really would love to see a Gist set. I think Gist would kill a masterpiece set.
He would, yeah. If he had freedom like Dan had on this one, I think he would crush it.
Yeah, Gist or Delato would definitely be. Even in Adi Granov, I think Adi Granov's style would translate amazingly to a masterpiece set. So,
Undaunted says Alex Ross.
That's what I was going to say, but that was personal. So
that's always been like a discussion, like the Alex Ross masterpiece. I don't know, man. I mean, I think I'd rather the Delato set before Alex Ross set, man. That's my opinion.
Delato is at the top of the list.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Like, I think, I mean, if you had to throw like a big name, a Delato, that'd be a sick fucking set, man.
The only thing I haven't seen from Delato too much are female faces and female characters.
That's true.
And that's very important, dude. To do a masterpiece set, you got to be good at drawing women, like, because the women are some of the highlights of the set. So if you can't draw women good, that's a big issue. You know, not saying he can't. I'm just saying I don't think I've looked into it enough. But a lot of the stuff I see is just like Spider-Man, you know, Venom, like organic creatures and stuff like that, and he kills that. Like he's top of the game at that. But I think the beauty with why the set translated so well, what Dan said, is just how beautiful he draws women. You know, and they look different. They all don't have the same face. Because a lot of artists, the female faces look very similar, just with different color hair and costume. But I think that's very important, man.
Yeah.
I think that, man, and like, you know, if you wanted to add like a different insert, like instead of like the preliminary art, like, don't get me wrong, I like the preliminary.
I love the
insert,
preliminary.
but that doesn't mean that it's going to hold well, and it doesn't mean that it's going to, like, you know, do well as far as like what in the set. But man, if they could throw it back, just like an insert where like I think like me and Melfi talked about this, where they do like you know, one Patelis card, one, you know, some of the OGs of the old masterpiece, man, that'd be sick, you know, like an homage, because there's going to come a point where the, you know, they're not going to want to do it anymore, or like, you know, they're going to be too old and be like, nah, fuck that, I don't want to do that. Like an homage to them would be dope, like an insert for them, let them do a card, you know, that'd be really sick.
And get rid of the Mirage.
Get rid of the Mirage, man. That shit's
like, they look cool, they're nice and everything. They, you know, I'm pretty sure once they're slabbed up, they'll look a lot better, like in a slab. And when you look at it, they'll look pretty fly. But
yeah, Matt showed some CGC slabs earlier of the Bianchi Mirages, and they looked good.
They look good, huh?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But I mean, I still don't like a lenticular. I get it because they were in the '90s sets, right? Like the lenticular. But I just don't like them now.
Just don't make them case hits.
Yeah, or just make them more common. Yeah. Like Mirages. No, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, he does.
I'm good.
Oh shit!
I collect them, but not by choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Ken says similar to 95.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see a greatest hits though, like nine artists do 10 paintings each, you know, or 10 artists do 9 paintings each, so you get one binder page of each.
Oh,
that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Listen,
you give like the old masterpiece artists, you give them like, you know, 8 to 10 pieces in the set.
I was just gonna say, seeing Patelis draw live with Joseph Reed and Ash and Dre the other night was awesome.
Yeah.
To, like, have those guys be able to come back and, you know, potentially put like a collective set together, like just take all the past.
That would be really fire. You know that's coming. Like, you know that's coming.
It's just too good of an idea to not do.
This is 2022. It's gonna be 2024. So I mean, we're already over the 30-year mark. 94 was like, wasn't 94 the first collective?
93 was 93 was
okay. Yeah.
And I love 93 art. I just hated the character choice for like the foil for like the chase cards. It was horrible.
Yeah, that's
like I didn't know a single character. I didn't even know who the hell they were. Yeah, that was that was a bust. That's the only dislike I had with 93. Like,
maybe
the base set's insane. It's awesome. Yeah. It's probably the best Spider-Woman card I've ever seen is in that set. One where she's like squatted down. Know what I'm talking about?
Wait, what? Which one?
We all know
the Spider-Woman from 93. That's a dime piece right there. That's
black and white.
Yes.
Yeah. That one. Yes. Yeah, with the spiders in front of her.
To me, that's the best Spider-Woman card that's out there.
Ever. There's not a better one. There's just not. It looks.
Best Domino, maybe.
The Domino's really good.
That's Jusco, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Doctor Strange to me is one of the best ones.
Strange is really sick.
In 93?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sleeper like good images. It's just like you know what they consider like a cheap set. It's still a masterpiece set. Yeah, it's still overproduced, just like Impel, you know, 90 MU. It's the same thing. The chase cards, the shiny cards, is a horrible selection. Like, you're just like, dude, who? And who the hell is that? You know what I mean? Like,
it's depressing.
It's a weird one.
You're hoping to hit good base cards. You're like, oh shit, I hit a good base. Oh, I hit one of those spoil cards. Okay.
Oh
Put it
damn!
to the
This pack is
side.
stuck together.
Oh shit! Okay. Hit the
I was
the
packing
Venom.
stuff
I'm not a
together
fan
and
of the
it's
Venom. I'm not a fan of the Venom in that set with like the
No.
hole in the throat. Oh,
The
I'm not a
Doom
fan
is
of
sick
that.
though. The Doom in that one is good.
The
Doom
Glen
is sick.
Fairy Doom is sick. Glen Fairy Doom is sick.
I don't really like the Wolverine in that one.
That's Sinkovich, no?
Yeah, I don't
I
like
like
it.
it. I like that one with the
He's
weird
got
eye.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
thing,
the
his
weird eye and
things,
the fingers.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
the
I'm with
shape
it.
of his
Yeah.
mask is all goofy looking. It's
And
huge.
I'm the same way about like the '92 Wolverine. The
Oh,
92,
like the werewolf looking one?
Berserker.
The
Berserker
best
werewolf.
Wolverine is '94 Flair, bro, with the moon behind him. I don't care what anybody says, bro. That's my opinion. Well, he's with, you know what I'm talking about, with the blue background with the moon. That's
Yeah.
the Wolverine I remember as a kid, man.
The Deadpool in '93 is sick too. We're
Yeah.
sitting in front
Yes.
of like the green.
What they?
He's got
Yeah,
the sword,
that's a
sword
thing.
kind of on the side
Yeah,
in there.
yeah, the sword on the side with the blood dripping down, like that's a crazy card.
But yeah, like that like if they did like a nine artist insert and maybe like you guys mentioned 10, maybe just like one redemption from like each artist, man, that'd be sick. You know what I mean? Like put 9 redemptions.
Well, it's 90 base cards, right? So you would do 10 artists, 9 paintings each.
Or 9 artists, 10 paintings.
Well, you want it to be one binder page, right?
Yeah. So you'd want to do 9 paintings each for 10.
Knowing Upper Deck, they're not thinking like that.
Yeah, but if I'm building
that
the
would
set,
be awesome.
right?
That would be awesome.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
okay. If you're thinking of it for sure, I'm down with that. But
All
we
right,
know
cool.
Upper Deck don't think like that.
I know.
Yeah, Melfi, you gotta get in there, bro.
Talk to your people. Talk to your people. You know, put it in the pipeline.
I'll send a nice email.
Here's the cool thing about masterpieces, right? You get to compare them over time. There's 3 portraits of Doom, which this is the type of stuff I like to focus on, right? Like these, right? They're all portraits. Until Dan did like a full figure with the Fantastic Four. Like that's cool.
Which is your favorite, Doom, out of those?
Out of these 3?
Yeah.
I'm going with Jusko 2016 because it looks like Kirby to me.
Yeah, the Jusko one is
of a Kirby.
Let me see the other 2. Let me see the other 2.
eyes like that.
I mean, these are crazy.
I call it. Yeah, that's
I like the other one better than that one.
96.
Let me see. What's the third one?
I call this one the Silence of the Lambs, the Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal Lecter, Dr. Doom, right there.
This looks like the Man in the Iron Mask.
Yeah.
Remember that was that movie? What was that? With Leonardo DiCaprio was in that shit? Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the
Looks
92
more like
Jusko
medieval.
is different.
Yeah, I mean, they could do something with like some Battle Specters, to have like one artist or 2 artists on one card, and then their characters get the battle.
Or just get a mashup painting. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Get 2 artists on one painting.
I do hope we see some of these guys like in some kind of homage in the next like couple of masterpieces, man. You know, like a little.
Sorry, man.
See you, Matt.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate you. Not this, man. The one that was up there. Coombs.
Oh.
He had to bounce.
Later, homie.
Thanks, man.
I hope they pick a good artist for the next set, man. They killed it with Dan. I hope they really.
I mean, they got to already be working on it, right, Lewis?
Yeah. They have to have it by now. I would assume.
Yeah. I'm not gonna judge.
I would assume that dude's whoever it is been working for like at least a year on it already.
Louis Alonso.
About what?
It's
Nah,
Alonso.
I don't got time to focus on art like that, bro. I leave it for the dudes that studied it for 20, 30 years.
Because you don't got time to do nothing else.
Let's get some Alonzo collectible sketches inside the next masterpiece. So, you know what I'm saying?
It's really.
I've been slacking on sending the stuff in, bro. I've been slacking.
It's really Matt Fuller on the low. Like he's just painting.
Yeah.
All the cards will just be sketch cards that he already has.
Wow.
There you go.
Full circle.
I call that the Krabby technique. I'll just trace them all.
There we go. Full circle to show.
Fuller dropping all his mids into the next set. All his mids.
My brothers, I'm gonna ride out. It's good to
Yeah,
hang
we're
out
over,
with y'all,
we're over
man.
2 hours here, so we're gonna wrap the show up anyway. Chat, thanks for hanging out with us. The 28, 29 people that are still here, the 35 plus that joined us, 40 plus I think we hit at some point during the stream. Thank you guys so much. Be sure to check out all the rest of the streams the rest of the week. Everybody's got crazy stuff going. I'll be back again next week. We're gonna try to do some Unbound, maybe if we get a character that makes sense.
Last character was horrible, bro.
Oh yeah, that was awful.
Warwolf.
Werewolf.
Sketch was hard. The painting, not for me. But the sketch was hard though.
The character choices UD did this year, I don't know. It's
Sounds
gonna
like
be- I don't
something
know
my
if they can do. I don't
3-year-old
know if they
kid
can
would have
do
said.
anymore.
Look, Daddy, it's a werewolf.
That's how they came up with the character. All right,
Swing and a
thanks so
miss.
much. See you guys. Take it easy.
Later.